Oh, hold on, guys. I have to, this mic is ridiculous. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is that does this. I'm thinking it's probably static that's doing it. Like maybe there's some static shocks or something. I don't know. Okay. So hopefully it behaves. I don't know what it is with me and technology, guys. I don't know what it is. I guess I'm part boomer, dude. Hold on. I'm gonna move something. Hold on. Alright, I'm back. What did you do to fix it? I literally just have to keep unplugging and replugging the earbuds. It just fucks up randomly. Honestly, I don't know what it is. I really don't. I don't know what causes it. What does it? It just does it. Like I had these big ear headphones that I usually use. Oh my god, I can't talk. And it had the same issue, and I thought it was just, oh, maybe it's just the cord of that thing, and maybe it's a static or something. But I don't know. The other thing that it could also be, which I really don't want it to be, it could just be the audio jack is fucked up. It could be that too. And if that's the case, I would wager, uh, I would probably have to go to the Genie's bar to fix it, which I don't want to do. Especially now. Okay, let's just minimize that. We don't need my Twitter. Sounds like the technology in my classroom. Oh man, probably, dude. Oh man, I had to go back to whole I had to go back to the supermarket today because I forgot to get bananas. And I wanted bananas. I forgot them. I went to get bananas, and it was something. All right, so we're gonna go. So I know we have done some E3 videos in the past. I don't remember what we left off at initially. So I think the better idea is just to go ham. So I'm just gonna go to random years. I was gonna go in order of um of the year, and I think I left off at. I know we finished the Rambo stuff, but I kind of just don't want to. I just kind of lost interest in doing it the original way. So I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it my way. My way, dude. Bananas are essential. I love bananas. They're really cool. They're really good. They're very delicious, man. They're very delicious. I love them. I love them. I also am not gonna be doing art as far as the iPad stuff is concerned because I'm just not feeling it. But as always, guys, if you want to be part of the oh fuck, I have to. Oh shit. Hold up. I just realized I have to update stuff. Let's edit the description. It's $1, not $2. I lowered the minimum because it is a time of crisis. It is a bad time for everyone. The last thing we need is to spend more money. So I decided that the viewer canvas, if you want to get a character on the canvas, you can tip me $1 or more, obviously, but $1 you get to get a character on the viewer canvas. I lowered it for you guys because I'm thinking about you. I'm sitting here thinking about my friends. I think about my friends when I stream. You know what I mean? Also, I'm gonna be trying not to look at OBS's indicators, so there might be some frame drops. But if the stream is completely dead, type in Cleo ate the internet. Cleo ate the internet. Oh fuck! I just realized I have to give Cleo a carrot. Shit, I'll be right back. On the wrong window. I'll be right back, guys. In all of this, I've got to give Cleo her carrot, guys. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. You guys can enjoy DSP stream. Well, I have to feed the bun. Shit.
I do have the Urn Splitter's hatchets, so I could do a six equipment if I have the whole thing. But I don't have the Smirk Wiper. The fuck? It just sounds so silly. The Smirk Wiper. Yeah, I don't have it. So I have the helmet. I have the cuirass. I have the gauntlets. I don't have the waist guard. But I have the greaves. Son of a bitch. If I could find the Oni Shibata waist guard, I would have the 6 set. Yeah, I'd have the set, and I'd be able to do I'd be able to do up to the 6th level, which is high attack damage plus 7%, which would be great. I'll never get the key recovery speed at 20%, which is amazing. What are my set bonuses right now? Amrita gauge charge, Amrita charge, damage taken, attack bonus with Amrita gauges are, and dodge key consumption, which is good. Okay. Let's see here. BWT56 has resubscribed for 32 months in a row. Thank you for 32 months of ongoing support, BWT. I really appreciate that. Instar Rune Tracer, what about voice calls with Papa Vera? No. Seaman Demon Apocalypse Tracer, you can only have one mastery achieved at a time. You have to manually select one of them for it to be active. I'm not sure what you mean by that. What do you mean by that? One mastery selected at a time. Mastery of what? Philly's cheered and said, looking forward to Banjo Tooie. Glad you picked it over Secrets of Mana. I didn't pick it. Well, technically I didn't pick it. I went to your recommendations, guys. And but no, I'm not. Secrets, Trials of Mana some people want, but it seemed like a lot more people wanted Banjo Tooie, so. So what do you mean about the mastery? Oh. Well, thank you for telling me. So what would I want more? Increase your attack power or increase your reduce your key consumption? You know what? Reduce your key consumption. Because it would be awesome to do heavy combo, switch to mid stance, get your key back with a what do you call it? A key pulse. Combo with mid stance, transition to heavy. Again, key pulse, and your key consumption is reducing every time. Maybe you could get like 2, 3, 4 straight combos before you're actually out of key. I think that would be amazing. I think that would be absolutely amazing, right? Okay.
Oh, we banned someone?
Alright.
Do you remember when Scott died?
Mayho 007 resubscribes. He said
someone in
for
Street
8 months in a
Fighter,
row. Happy Thursday,
he told
Phil.
you
Thank
then
you, Mayhos. Good
you
to see
profit on the stream, Scott and T. And oh, okay, I see.
Man, I really want to keep putting
I
this
see
up.
why that was banned.
I wonder how high it goes. Alright.
I see why he was.
So that's done. Now, is there anything else I would like to do? I do have a lot, as you can see, a lot of
okay.
Amrita that I can use to level up.
Let's get out of here. That's not why we're here, guys. Let's see. Okay, so we're gonna watch this. I was reading chat. I'm sorry, guys.
What's up, ladies and gents?
I'm
Phil
sorry,
here, and
chat.
welcome to my Bethesda E3
Whoa.
press conference 2016
Bethesda.
reactions and recap video.
Oh boy.
Unlike last year, Bethesda did not get first chance to present at E3 because EA trumped them earlier today. And
Trump,
a lot
dude.
of people were kind of like, gee, I wonder what's going to happen with Bethesda. Are they going to be the big guys? Because last year, Bethesda decided to do a new press conference on Sunday. It was the first year they'd ever done one. And they just blew it out of the water last year. I mean, announcement after announcement, right? They had, Elder Scrolls Online on consoles, and,
Oh boy.
Fallout Shelter, Fallout 4 coming out in the fall, and Doom's coming out, and all this stuff that we hadn't even known about in a lot of cases.
Yeah, this game
And they just
looks
completely
odd.
dominated E3. They by far were the best press conference of
It
E3
looks
last
really
year.
odd in this
So I
one.
think this year, because of their great
Must be the
performance
Liana
last year,
diet.
similarly
The
to how a
panda
few years ago
diet.
Sony did so great with the announcement of the PS4 and then kind of deflated years after that, Bethesda came in with super sky high expectations for what they were going to do. Let's recap. Let's go point by point through it, because I think Bethesda, if anything, was kind of a mixed bag. There were some good
Mixed
things, there were some
bag.
bad things.
Oh
So let's
boy.
get to it. First off,
Mixed bag.
the first thing that they showed, Quake. Holy shit, Quake is back.
Whoa.
Yes, so along with the new, revival of their classic franchise, Doom, now that we're going to revive Quake. The name of the new game is Quake Champions. And they're saying that they're
Where's
actually
Quake
going to
now?
promise amazingly great graphics at 120 hertz. Now, for those of you who don't know, that means you can get it up to 120 frames per second, which means that's not going to happen on console. Sounds to me like Quake Champions is going to be designed primarily as a PC game rather than a console game.
So DSP doesn't care. He doesn't have a
They
PC,
also said
dude.
that, unlike other games that have been released recently, Quake, since at its core was always a competitive game, especially when they got to games like Quake 3 Arena, that they're going to open up entire leagues and tournaments, and it's not just going to be at their annual show QuakeCon that they do, but it's going to be they're actually going to start a big tournament scene, which is kind of similar to what EA said earlier today that they were doing. So it almost seems to me like
wow.
all these game development
Wait,
studios
guys.
now
People are doing esports now? Whoa. Crazy. Quake Champions for Nintendo Switch. Man, that'd be funny.
kind of thinking, esports. We've seen that League of Legends and Call of Duty and Street Fighter and these games.
What the fuck?
All these game developing studios now are kind of thinking, esports. We've seen that League of Legends and Call of Duty and
Call of Duty.
Street Fighter, and these games are now popular, and they have popularity because of esports. So now we're going to start our own official esports leagues based around our games. And I can see positives and negatives for that. I just hope that they.
By the way, guys, don't worry. I gave Cleo a carrot, gave her food, and guys, it's gonna pop off. I was able to pet the button. I know, crazy. Cleo was there. She was like, "Oh man, carrot." I was able to pet her back, and it was so cute. It was a great time for all. It wasn't anything like the Christmas time where I was able to pet her for a minute, but you really take what you get, pretty much.
Total rule of always competitive and not creating anything for those who don't want to be competitive. But I digress.
Yeah, I thought bandwagons were bad, dude.
Quake Champions is coming. They didn't announce when, but it looks like it's going to be
It's
PC
fun
only
time.
for now. It's going to have
It's
multiplayer.
fun time.
Okay. So that opened the press conference. Then they just basically did a big recap of their past year and how great all the stuff that they had announced at last year's press conference did, like Fallout 4 named Game of the Year by numerous studios. Fallout Shelter became their fastest and biggest selling game ever and made them an insane amount of money for a game that, quite honestly, didn't take a lot of game development because the game wasn't very good.
What?
Like Fallout 4 named Game of the Year by numerous studios. Fallout Shelter became their fastest and biggest selling game ever and made them an insane amount of money for a game that, quite honestly, didn't take a lot of game development because the game wasn't very good. I played it for about 3 weeks. It was so incredibly boring that I fucking quit the game completely. I can't imagine how people sunk millions of dollars in this game unless they just didn't know how to play it, honestly, because that game didn't need any money investment whatsoever in order to actually play it or be good at it. And then they went on to talk about Doom launch, and that was amazingly critically acclaimed and all of that.
Okay.
So now they said, let's get to the new stuff. So the first thing, what they talked about was Elder Scrolls Legends, which actually they did announce last year. It's a collectible card game for mobile devices and PC. Whoa. It looks like it's going to be launching later this year. And quite honestly, from what I saw, it looks like Hearthstone with a few tweaks. You have your decks of minions in front of you, and they're attacking each other, or they can attack.
But is it like WWE Champions, though? Is it Champions?
character. I think one of the new features is that if you attack the character enough, they have these little notches around their little portrait, and once you hit a notch, you automatically randomly just play a card. That could be a card that could change the face of the whole game around, so it seems like there's a randomness factor to it too. But let's face it, it looks like Hearthstone. It's basically their version of Hearthstone. They're saying right now it's only in beta, and you can register on the Bethesda website.
Beta.
Bethesda.net.
Oh, that's not cool for DSP.
Of the beta. But it's not guaranteed. They're selective on who they pick. Or they're saying it will release.
Yeah, this is the Deadpool shirt.
iPhone, iPad, PC later this year. It'll go to everything. Okay. All right, great. Like all of us are here watching this press conference to hear about a mobile game, right? Todd Howard, the MVP by far of last year's Bethesda press conference, is not there. What a shame, right? So he's kind of have.
Wait, what? Who's not there?
Todd Howard, the MVP by far of last year's
Todd Howard.
Bethesda press conference, is not there. What a shame, right? So he's kind of have this segment, this vignette or whatever he recorded at wherever the game development studio is. And he talks about Fallout 4, and he says, thanks for the big success of the game. Here's what's coming in future DLCs. Next week, there's a new one. It's called Contraption. So as soon as I heard it, I'm like, I know, it's going to be more crafting, isn't it? Yup. You sit at the workbench and you craft contraptions, conveyor belts, these things, and I'm looking at it.
Todd, the MVP.
Again, if you're a crafty person, if this is, if you like games like The Sims or these games where you build houses and you build contraptions and you like that shit, great. But what about those of us who just like Fallout 4 and its narrative, right? Because I'm not into that. So contraptions, a new crafting DLC next week. Oh, Vault Tech Workshop coming out in July. Guess what that is? Making your own vault. And I watched this and I'm like, I just played the Fallout 4 mods on Xbox One 2 weeks ago, and they already have a mod for that. So it already exists. I guess this is going to be the official Bethesda one for those who bought the Season Pass or whatever. So another worthless DLC for me. Whoa. That one, like I said, comes out in July.
Another worthless DLC.
They didn't say too much about it.
This guy like sucked the dick of Fallout 4, and all this stuff that Todd Howard added to Fallout 4, it sucks.
A very brief trailer of it. People walking in. Nuka World is coming out in August. Now, I don't know what this is. Is this a narrative-based expansion? Is this a brand new city where there'll be quests and stuff to do stuff similar to Far Harbor? Is it a theme park? It wasn't explained, and they certainly didn't show enough at all to really explain what the hell it was. So it looks like in August, there's going to be another major expansion that might be pretty park. It wasn't explained, and they certainly don't know what this is. Is this a narrative-based expansion? Is this a brand new city where there'll be quests and stuff? People walking in and out. Nuka World is coming out in August. Now, I don't know what this is. Is this a narrative-based expansion? Is this a brand new city where there'll be quests and stuff to do stuff similar to Far Harbor? Is it a theme park?
Okay, I thought this was when they announced Far Harbor. That's why I was confused.
To really explain what the hell it was. So it looks like in August, there's going to be another major expansion that might be pretty interesting. And that's good news, again, if you're a Season Pass holder, you're going to get all that already. You already paid for it.
Yeah, Fallout 76 is way better, man.
Pay for all of it. But I would say, unless you're into crafting, you've got 2 to skip. And I don't know what it is. I mean,
hey, he played Far Harbor. He played that.
Wants to just sit there crafting. I don't get it. Like, I don't know. I mean, that's just me. I didn't cover the previous, what was it, Wasteland Workshop? I didn't cover it, and not one person said, Phil, why didn't you cover it? They were all like, just skip it. It's boring. So I'm going to probably be skipping the next 2 until we get to Nuka-Cola World in August. Then they said there will be a major Fallout Shelter expansion. Yes, the mobile game will get an expansion in July. New combat, new this, and I'm watching. I'm like, who cares?
Who cares?
I played that game a year ago.
Come on, Todd. Who cares?
I stopped playing it. I will never play it again. I don't care how many times they update it or they put shit into it. It's boring.
It's boring.
It's boring. It's not
boring, Todd.
For a few days, you're bored of it.
Todd ruined.
So anyway, whatever. Then they announced the Skyrim remaster.
Whoa.
Yes, that is right. Elder Scrolls Skyrim will be re-released for all modern consoles. PS4, Xbox One, and they show the difference in lighting and textures and all of that. And I'm watching it, I'm like, I don't remember the game looking so bad. And then I remembered, I played Skyrim on PC, on high settings of everything. So actually, the version of Skyrim that I played on YouTube years ago is the new version that you're going to get on the modern console, so I have no need to replay it. But they did mention one addition that...
No need to replay it, but he already told that he's going to replay it, dude. Big ups.
People to play it. It has mods now, similar to how Fallout 4 has mods on console.
Mods?
The re-release of Skyrim, the remaster, will also have mods.
Now, if he replays Skyrim, you think he's gonna fuck around with mods? No, he's not gonna do that. Oh, let's see the face cam. Oh, I'm gonna move over here, and we're gonna move the game is here. This is a whole new setup, guys. It's like a whole new world of face cam, man.
So there's at least one catch there for it. For me, I'm completely disinterested. Then they announced a new game, and I'm like, yes, a new game. And then they showed the trailer, and I was excited. I actually like the trailer, but it's not a new game. What it is a reboot of a game series from quite a long time ago that had a sequel that got lost in development hell. It's called Prey. Now, what this game is, it's set in the future. I guess it's supposed to be set in 2032. Apparently, you had some kind of weird experiment done on you, and you end up waking up on like a space station that's being invaded by aliens, but you have powers, and you're using the powers to fight the aliens. It looked like a combination of like survival horror and sci-fi. So to me, it almost had.
Honestly, I'm talking about the frame drop stuff. I was looking at the face cam because this is a whole new face cam setup, semi new setup, but that's different from me looking at the frame data. Okay.
Almost had kind of like remember The Darkness from a few years ago, The Darkness and The Darkness 2. I played The Darkness 2. I liked it.
The Darkness.
Or also almost like Dead Space almost.
Whoa,
had that
Dead
kind
Space?
of weird vibe, right? So people also in the stream chat when I was watching said Soma had, yeah, I can see that, but it seems like it's going to be way more action based than Soma was. So Prey, it's not Prey 2, by the way. Everyone was speculating it's going to be Prey 2. No, they dropped it. No sequel. It's just going to be a reboot. Start the series over. It's been long enough. Prey coming in 2017. More info coming to QuakeCon, supposedly.
Roka, what up?
All right, so now Doom. Updates to Doom.
Whoa, Doom, man.
Doom released last month. As you know, I absolutely love the freaking game. One of my favorite first-person shooters of recent memory, and one of the best multiplayers in a first-person shooter I've ever experienced. So here's the deal. Doom is getting both free content and paid DLC content. I know it's a little confusing. I was even saying to people in the stream chat, like, why don't they do one or the other by doing both? Now they're confusing everyone. So free content, apparently it's supposed to be new snap map stuff. So, you know, the fan-made viewer or, consumer-made maps. There's supposed to be additions to snap map coming. But also there's supposed to be new multiplayer modes coming. They mentioned there were like free-for-all modes, and the classic deathmatch from the original Doom is going to return, and a few other things. All going to be free, and that's supposed to be coming over the summer. They didn't say exactly when, but they said this summer at some point. So, hey, when those new modes come out for multiplayer, I want to check them out, so I will be.
Now look at this. He checked that out, but he didn't check out the multiplayer in Doom Eternal, even though Doom Eternal's MP kind of select though. So
paid DLC will be coming out very shortly, and it's actually going to have 3 new maps, a new monster, new demon you can transform into, and of course new customizations for your characters or whatever. And I'm like, I don't know. Like, I like the Doom multiplayer. I told you guys in my review.
He wanted single player content in Doom.
I don't know if I want to pay money. Another $30-$40 just to get a couple maps and a demon here and there. I don't think it's worth it. You know what I mean?
Now, what's kind of funny with Doom 2016, I think they made everything free in Doom 2016, which is insane if you think about it, but they made everything free.
I love the game, but is it worth $40? And why are they releasing free content along with, like, I mean, I'm not complaining that it's free. It's just it should all be free, or it should all be under the DLC. Why they got free and paid? I don't know. It's very confusing. But anyway, that's the deal with Doom. And then they announced this week only, starting tonight. So if you did check out Doom, here's your opportunity. Doom is free on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and on Steam for PC. Of course, it's just a demo. It's the first full stage of the single-player campaign.
Wow, that's lame to hype that up.
I know a lot of people who went out there and
whoa, man, the first stage?
It's too old. It's archaic game design. It's not modernized enough. I love Doom. I love Doom, man. Now's your opportunity to try it for yourself. If these naysayers turned you off from checking out the game with the shit that they said about it, now you can actually try it for yourself, at least the first stage, and then judge for yourself if this is what you like or not. I like that, because I think what happened is a lot of people didn't buy Doom because of the asshole reviewers who reviewed it like fucking shitheads, and that didn't have proper frame of reference and didn't give full background. And I think that, some people will actually enjoy this game if they take the opportunity to try out this free demo.
Well, to a degree, it is a little bit weird that they're giving free content, and then they also had a season pass. But, I mean, technically, the free content is just a little bit more like life changes to the game. Like they were giving free, new modes, and so that's not... Whatever, it's a whatever complaint.
recommend that you do if you haven't tried the game yet, okay? Elder Scrolls Online. I hear crickets, because that's pretty much the reception you get if you say Elder Scrolls Online to anyone. But apparently Bethesda didn't get that message yet. Apparently they think their game is such a massive hit.
Every year since this video, he has complained about Elder Scrolls Online, and people still play the game. And he still makes the complaint that Bethesda is still supporting it. It is insane. I love it. Good meme.
And everyone's playing it, and it's hip. The bottom line is Bethesda invested millions and millions of dollars into this game, and it was a huge flop at launch. And since then, they've been just trying to make the game better, and they have, but no one cares anymore. You know, that was been there, done that years ago, right? Now, last year, they launched Elder Scrolls Online on consoles right after E3, and I asked everyone, should I try it? And collectively, all of my viewers said, fuck no, skip that piece of shit, don't play it, do other stuff. So I did. So here's the deal with Elder Scrolls Online this year. First of all,
I thought you weren't an interactive streamer back then.
Users and growing are playing this game. I don't think so. I think maybe 7 million people have tried it and are trying it and play it and don't continue to play it. I'm just saying because they tend to skew numbers like that. But that's what they announced. There was a freaking woman in the audience, and this is the beginning. This woman in the audience would not shut the fuck up at this press conference. Every little thing. And everyone's like, there was a freaking woman in the audience, and this is the beginning.
Now, I like how we're talking about this woman. Why? Why is this part of the E3 press conference? Oh, I'm gonna give you my reactions to the press conference. Okay, this fucking woman in the front, she is. This thing wants her to skip it. Phil, it's boring.
This woman in the audience would not shut the fuck up at this press conference. Because they tend to skew numbers like that. But that's what they announced. There was a freaking woman in the audience, and this is the beginning. This woman in the audience would not shut the fuck up at this press conference.
Oh my god.
Every little thing.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
And everyone's like, is she a paid placement there?
Paid
to
placement?
Fucking screen, or is she just like this dude's wife who's presenting right now? Like, what's going on? This woman won't shut up. So everything he says about it. Elder Scrolls Online will be releasing on June 23rd in Japan, so a whole new audience will get it. Presenting right now, like, what's going on? This woman won't shut up. So everything he says about it. Elder Scrolls Online will be releasing on June 23rd in Japan, so a whole new audience will get it.
Oh my god. This is insane. I don't even remember doing this shit.
And everyone's like, Japan doesn't care about Elder Scrolls. They never did. Japan doesn't even play console games anymore. Why would they care that Elder Scrolls Online's coming to consoles?
Dude, I'm not a clown, not a children's entertainer. Dude, you can literally put clown paint on this. This literally looks like a clown face. It is the most clown face I have seen him do. Oh. And the best part is that the face cam is so bad. The nose like blends in with his cheek. The nose blends in with the cheek. Like, you don't even see the nose.
Oh, it's so good. Wow. Stupid woman screaming. Care about Elder Scrolls? They never did. Japan doesn't even play console games anymore. Why would they care that Elder Scrolls Online's coming to consoles?
Yeah, PC. Japan is 100% PC gamers, dude.
Oh, it's
so good. Oh my god.
Wow! Stupid woman screaming.
Stupid woman.
They also announced that the Dark Brotherhood DLC will be coming to the console versions of Elder Scrolls Online. They showed a trailer for it. I'm watching it. I'm like, why is this important? And then people started saying, oh yeah, by the way, it's already out on PC. It's been out on the PC version for like months. So it's a non-announcement. It's a
Whoa.
DLC that's already out there. They're trying to hype up the console
It's a
version.
non-announcement,
No
even though they announced it
It
for
was a complete
console
waste of time at this
players.
conference. But again, Bethesda's
Okay.
not going to drop this. You're going to hear about this for the next 5 years. Seriously, they invested so much money in Elder Scrolls Online that they have to keep plugging it and try to get a few more people to play it because the game's fucking shit and no one will play it.
You're
know,
right,
it
he
sucks.
is a mature
It
adult.
sucks that they blew it because apparently the whole thing was the launch was sucked. The launch was botched totally, and they had to redo the game from the ground up or some shit.
Hey,
I don't know.
Cat plays
The game
Overwatch
was
on her
really bad at
PC,
launch,
dude.
and now it's actually not so
How
bad, but
dare
no one
you.
cares about it anymore. It's such a shame.
No one cares. No one cares about Elder Scrolls Online. Okay.
Oh yeah, they also announced this is something never done in an MMO before. We're going to do a one Tamriel expansion, which is going to make the entire game accessible after the tutorial. There will be no level restrictions. Everything will scale to your level. So as soon as you get out of the tutorial, you can go to anywhere in the game and play any mission you want.
What?
Then there's no progression ever. If you can just go anywhere you want, there's no progression. There's no point in ever leveling. There's no point. You know what I mean? Why do you even need experience points? They have no point in the game. There's no point. You go anywhere you want from the get-go and just fight anything because it scales to your level. So, you know, with MMOs, the whole thing is about grinding time for progression. You have to grind to get items, grind to get experience, grind for whatever, so you can progress to the next level and do the next higher level thing. If that doesn't exist, what's the point of the game?
To play it?
So, in my opinion, I think what happened was they realized, oh gee, a lot of people just play the tutorial and then realize the fun stuff's behind a level, a wall level or a level cap, or they'd have to grind too much in the low level areas that suck, and then they stop playing the game. So we want people to keep playing, so we're going to remove that. I don't think it's going to get any new players. I think people are now going to play and say, well, now I can get everything from the get-go. The game's pointless. I'm just saying, I'm sure there's some people of mine, viewers of mine that are going to say, I love Elder Scrolls Online, it feels wrong. I'm not saying the game's bad. I'm actually not. I'm just telling you, no one cares. Like,
the game isn't bad. No one cares.
I have so much dedication in this press conference to a game.
Okay, guys, I'm not saying DSP streams are ass and they're shit. I'm saying no one cares.
No one really cares about. I'm just saying. Anyway.
I'm just saying, man.
Moving on. Bethesda VR.
Ooh.
They actually said that here at E3 this week, they're going to have Doom and Fallout 4 in virtual reality setting that you can check it out, and that Fallout 4 as of next year will be sold and be compatible with the HTC Vive,
Whoa.
which is their HTC version of virtual reality. Now, I don't know how many of you have been following along. You probably haven't been, because remember earlier this year, the VR hype, right? Oh my god, the Oculus Rift is releasing, the HTC Vive is releasing, it's hype and it's selling out.
The VR hype. The VR hype. Oh, this is a good image. This is like the face he gives when he's pig-nosing the pay pigs. This is how he finesses the pay pigs, dude.
Remember, it's selling out. You can't get one. They're just so scarce now. They've sold out, and I was very skeptical of VR back then, and I was like, I don't think it's going to go crazy sales. They're too expensive. The modern consumer doesn't want it for that price. And no, Phil, you're wrong. Didn't you see that it's sold out everywhere? I'd like you to check now, because guess what? They're all available.
Guess what?
HTC Vive right now ships in a couple days. Oculus Rift, no one's buying them. The initial early
This is such a lame complaint, because if no one was able to buy him, he would say, "Oh, it's artificial hype, man. It's artificial. They're not shipping enough consoles, man." And then when they have a lot of consoles to give people, oh no, man, no one's buying them.
There's bought them. Guess what? There's no games for them.
No games.
Shit. Just like I said, there's nothing coming out for these fucking things, so they're sitting there collecting dust for those who bought them, and no one else is buying them. If anything, the pre-orders for PSVR are starting to stack the fuck up high, because
What?
Sitting there collecting dust for those who bought them, and no one else is buying them. If anything, the pre-orders for PSVR are starting to stack the fuck up high, because here's games that we already have that are great on PlayStation 4. We can now play with the PlayStation VR. Now, keep in mind, there's all these rumors about the PS Neo and all of that make the VR more viable, and that the regular PS4 won't work with it nicely or whatever. That's besides the point. The point I'm trying to make here is,
that is so funny because he said this and then when he dropped it because of shoutouts, he was like, "Oh, the PSVR is fake, man. No one cares about the PSVR, man." But now he's all about but this he was like hyping it up. Uh
Bethesda announces Fallout 4 will be on the HTC Vive, and I'm like, and? No one's going to have it. The early adopters and no one else. So you're going to sell the game to like 20,000 people.
and again, look at this. He's complaining that like there's no games for the VR. Bethesda comes out and says, "Guys, we got a game for the VR." And now it's like, "Oh, now they made a game for the VR? No, man, no one's going to buy it." Ah, man, what the fuck is this? It's the same shit with the Half-Life stuff. Valve makes Half-Life Alyx. They kind of make people want to get VR. They want people to adopt it, so they made Half-Life Alyx to get people invested in it. He's like, Valve is a bunch of idiots, dude. They made Half-Life Alyx for VR, but no one's gonna play it. With the hardcore fans of Half-Life want it on their fucking PCs. This was 2016. 2016.
People. And no one else will buy it. Because no one's going to buy that shit. I thought for sure they were going to announce PSVR, and they didn't. And that shocked me.
That shocked me.
Fallout 4 on PSVR, you would get butts in seats for that. Fallout 4
What? Now he's saying, oh, if they put Fallout 4 in VR, he get butts in seats. People are gonna buy the VR. Fallout 4 for VR? No one's gonna buy the VR for Fallout 4. What? That makes no fucking sense. Okay, man. It's like this face. This face. That's a This is the face he gives when Cat's like, "Phil, were you looking at Makoto for Persona 5 again?" Cat, no, I don't have any waifus. You're my waifu, Cat. This is so shallow and clear why he wants it. What's on the PSVR because he was gonna buy it. He was gonna buy the PSVR, so of course he would want Fallout 4 on PSVR and not on this other VR system he has no intention of playing. This is literally sour grapes, saying that the thing he doesn't have is the worst thing and no one's gonna buy it, no one cares. But the thing that he is getting, that's what people care about. This is fucking lame nonsense. This is sour grapes.
VR on an affordable option. But no, they picked the unaffordable option. Guess what? Not an announcement, in my opinion.
Not an announcement.
All right.
To drive people to buy VR.
So now,
okay.
The conclusion of the Bethesda press conference, and yes, I mean it, the conclusion, I'll explain in a moment.
Oh boy.
Was Dishonored 2. And they spent a ton of time on Dishonored 2. This is obviously the major focus for them for this year, which I'm quite honestly not surprised. Dishonored 2.
Was he hyped for that game? First of all,
it's in a totally different location than the original game. It's actually going to be in a town called Karnaca, which is, I guess, supposed to be kind of like a almost nautical, not nautical, because the first game was nautical. It's supposed to have like there was a flood there, but now the flood's gone, so it looks like a lot of sand and stuff. They explained that there's two characters that are playable, both Emily and Corvo. Emily is Corvo's daughter. She's now, I guess, the queen or the commander or whatever, and he's the world protector yet again. And you can play as either of them, and each of them will have their own unique skills, but it seems Corvo's very similar to the first game, while Emily's different. So if you played the first game, you're probably going to want to play as Emily, or else it's going to feel like you're playing this first game over again. Right? They also mentioned that, that both characters are going to be fully voiced. The first game, Corvo was a silent protagonist. In this game, both of them will be voiced and actually kind of have their own stories.
Whoa.
Although, I don't know, I'm a little skeptical that the game would be different with each character. I just think it's going to be different abilities, not necessarily different missions or stories. You know what I mean?
You know what I mean? No, he says this, but then with Resident Evil 2, he fucking loved it. Guys, you get two different stories, and this and that, whoa! But this game gives you two stories. It's gonna be the same missions, man. You know what I mean? Can't wait for him to go on a rant about waifus when he's playing. Oh my god. People are gonna be begging him to court Edelgard, Dorothea, Petra, and he would go, "Oh man, Phil, you should do this." No! Look, guys, I just want to play the story and experience the story. I don't want to fucking romance fucking Edelgard or Petra or Dorothy, okay? I didn't want to play the game, okay? And then he's gonna end up romancing, what's his name? Blonde hair guy. And I have a feeling two things are either gonna happen. He's gonna pick Claude's house. He's either gonna pick that or he's gonna pick Black Eagles. If he picks Black Eagles, he'll either do the plain story with that, or people are gonna fucking handhold him to do the Edelgard arc, which is I think the Edelgard stuff is the hardest part of the game, but it's the shortest. Like it's the shortest story arc of the game, but it's harder, I think. Um, the other thing is that I really fucking doubt he is gonna play the other campaigns, and I guarantee he's gonna say, "I'm not gonna do the other campaigns because they're gonna be like the same thing with minor differences." So it's gonna be fucking trash. It's gonna be something. I think it's gonna be like somewhat of a train wreck of a playthrough. He has to wage quit. Surely, I don't think he's not gonna wage quit because lately he's been forcing games to be finished. I've not seen him wage quit a game. But with the vest goal going on, I don't know if we're gonna see a vest quit. You know what I mean? We'll have to see.
They said there's a custom engine they've created for this game. They want the game to look like a painting in motion. And they showed the graphics, and I'll be honest, they kind of look like other games. Like it looks like
Fire
Uncharted.
Emblem One House.
Looks like Doom. You know what I mean?
Pretty
Like,
much
it looks good. It looks great. I'm not complaining. But is anything... Wow, I'm blown
No,
away now.
look, I'm telling you, he's gonna play the Control DLC, but he's gonna do it to delay Fire Emblem. I'm telling you, Fire Emblem's not gonna be done. Is not gonna be done anytime soon. After Banjo-Tooie, he's gonna do Control. Then after Control, he's gonna do Modern Warfare 2. After Modern Warfare 2, he's gonna find another game to squeeze in, and then he'll do Three Houses. Because when he announced that Three Houses was the second place winner, he immediately followed it up by saying, well, I'm not gonna do the Fire Emblem Three Houses just yet. I'm gonna do like other games, then I'll do Three Houses." So I think we're gonna be waiting a while for Three Houses. We're gonna wait longer than Banjo-Tooie and SpongeBob. I'm saying he's gonna squeeze a lot of games in between it. He wants to delay and put off Fire Emblem as much as he can.
It just kind of looked like everything else that I played recently. The game takes place 15
Fire Emblem
years after the end of
2021.
the
I
first
agree.
game, so Emily is the ruler. They show gameplay, and the gameplay looks kind of interesting. They noted that they're going to try to use vertical space more. That in the first game you could climb, but only maybe 1 or 2 levels. In this game, they're going to be always constantly have like multiple levels for you to traverse, and rooftop travel will actually be a major thing in this game. There's sandstorms that come through that kind of block people's visibility and stuff like that. Now that we've never seen that before.
Sandstorms, man. We've never seen that before.
Oh,
MGS5 never
all
happened.
of Emily's powers are new. So if you pick Emily, it's a new game because she has every power is nothing like Corvo's. Okay, and they showed a few of them off. One of them was called Domino, where you could have one guy be mind controlled, but it would have a chain effect on others, and it knocked them down or something. And Shadow Walk, where I guess Emily, she turns into this shadow creature, and she can use it for stealth, but she can also use it
Three
to
Houses
attack.
dubbed is great.
So
Edelgard's English voice.
Now, the coolest thing by far of everything they showed about Dishonored 2 was this one segment of the game, and I want to preface this. They did not say if this is a mechanic you can use over the whole game or if it's
Konnichiwa, everyone.
the game. And sadly, I've seen trailers and things like this at press conference. Oh, look at this cool thing in the game, and you buy the game and it's only in there for half an hour, and there's another 8 hours where it's just boring. But the mechanic is apparently Emily can time travel. So she's in this manor, and she's in modern day. The manor's all decrepit, it fell apart, but she has this like visor that comes up on her arm, almost like Pip-Boy, you know what I mean? Pops
Pip-Boy,
up,
dude.
and she could see the past, so she could see areas. Wow, look at this. Here there were furniture,
Whoa.
there were doors here and there.
Whoa,
so she seamlessly
furniture.
travels between the two time periods. She'll take out a guard in the past, but then travel to the future because the gate's broken to walk through the gate, but then she'll go back to the past, and the gate will be behind her to stop the guards from chasing her, and she traverses between the two time periods to do puzzles and to get through the stage. Sounds good. I like that. That sounds interesting and unique and different. I hope they implement it well, and I hope that actually it's not just that one portion of the game, but it remains to be seen. That was pretty interesting to me.
Then you rage quit the DLC too.
They also mentioned a collector's edition of the game. which will be sold for an insanely hefty, like overall, I think it was like $260 or something crazy. What does it come with? A replica
Crazy.
mask from Corvo,
It's got
and it
crazy
has a
guys.
freaking like a ring, Emily's ring or something.
Whoa, a
And I was like,
ring.
didn't the original Dishonored come with like a replica mask of Corvo? I thought it did. If you bought the collector's edition. The bottom line is, at one point in my life, I liked these collector's editions, and I probably would have geeked out over it. At this point,
Now I buy everything digitally, dude.
I'm not spending $200 extra for a mask and a fucking ring. But for those who are collectors, you might like that. You might want to start pre-ordering right now. They also
Well, why would he buy collector's editions now anyway? He fucking loves digital and he doesn't like this. Whatever.
if you digitally pre-order the game, okay, you will receive a remastered version of Dishonored.
He's so lame. He has no interest in buying any collector's editions. I mean, to be fair, I used to be a fucking cuck about it and just buy every collector's edition there was possible, which was a bad idea. It was really dumb. Now I only buy collector's editions to games I really, 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 really like. And if it's good. That's the other thing. It has to be good.
One on the console you pre-order. So if you get it on PS4, you pre-order it, you'll get Dishonored 1, the remastered version for PS4 for free. Now, I didn't say when, I didn't say if you get it now, you get it when the game comes out, no explanation there, but that's kind of neat, especially if you didn't play the first game, or if you want to get, like, caught up. Maybe you played it, just like me, you played it at launch, you don't remember much about it, and you want to kind of get caught up for the release of the second one, you want to refresh your memory, and you play the remastered version, then you can. Now, I mean, I'll be honest, I remember the game. I remember. You were in this town, kind of like London, which is what it felt like.
London.
These powers, and I had teleportation powers, I had, like, ninja-like powers, but I also had strong combat, but also stealth, and I used a combination of it during the course of the game. I remember there was the brothel and all that you went through. There was, you go to the sewers. I remember the game was good. I really liked Dishonored. In fact, it was funny. I think I liked it a lot more than other people, because a lot of other people thought it was kind of meh, but I really enjoyed it, and so I was happy to hear they're making this sequel, and for me, I was pretty happy that this sequel is coming out. By the way, it comes out November 11th, so a big release for the end of this year. In fact, if you take a look at the game release schedule, it's actually really the only major Bethesda game coming out this year, which is kind of interesting. You know, last year was Fallout 4, this year it'll be Dishonored 2, so maybe this is a pattern they're following now.
They released Doom 2016 this year, though. That year. How is Bethesda only releasing one game a year? Oh, whatever.
They're going to have this one major game that comes near the end of the year, and then there's other games that sporadically release during the course of the year. So maybe next year the big game will be Prey. I don't know. We'll see, I guess. All right, and then they ended the press conference
what it is, I guess.
saying, "Oh, the swag. You know,
swag, dude.
Swag. For all you who are here in person, you get a T-shirt. Have a good night." And everyone was like, "What?" Because last year, again, if you didn't follow me last year, you wouldn't know this. Last year, they gave away this big set of figurines. These, like, a Doom, I think it was a Cyber Demon, and it was, like, a character from Fallout, and it was a character
Why does DSP care about this? He wasn't there.
I think it was Dishonored. So you had, like, 3 or 4 little figurines, and these were insanely rare. You could only get them by being there in person. People were selling them on eBay for thousands of dollars. This year, you get a T-shirt. I can see why some people might have been disappointed, all right? So, let's be honest. Let's recap, all right? Quake Champions, a new game. Quake's coming back. That's great, right? Elder Scrolls Legends, it's a collectible card game. Some people will be excited, some people won't. I'll definitely try it out because it's free, but just like Hearthstone, I don't know how long I'm going to really play it. You know what I mean?
He'll try it out, but he never streamed
Fallout 4
it.
DLCs was a mixed bag because you had 2 again that were just fucking crafting, and I'm so tired of that. Why they don't understand that not everyone wants crafting, I don't get it. But the fact that there's a new one called Nuka World coming out in August could be good. We'll have to see. Fallout Shelter expansion, couldn't give 2 shits about. Skyrim remaster, some people might care. I played it on PC, so I don't give a shit about it.
He doesn't give a shit, but he will replay that version. Don't you worry.
Looks good. I'm excited for Prey next year. I want more info on that, so I hope that there's some good info coming out of QuakeCon. New expansions for Doom sounds good to me. Although I don't really care about the paid-for DLC, but the fact that the game is free, or the first level of the game is free this week is awesome. I definitely recommend you check it out. Elder Scrolls Online, a complete waste of 10-plus minutes. They talked about it. I don't give a fuck, and no one should. Bethesda VR.
No one should.
If you have an HTC Vive or plan on getting one, if not, no one's going to give a shit.
No one cares.
And Dishonored 2, which was awesome, in my opinion. So, it was a mixed bag this year. I think last year, here's the problem. Last year's Bethesda press conference was so good
good.
First one, multiple new game announcements, blown out of the park, saying Fallout 4 was coming out that same year. Your expectations are so high. How could they live up to that expectation, right? But at the same time, I do kind of think it was underwhelming. I do think that Bethesda, unfortunately, is seeming to focus on stuff that they don't understand. That Fallout Shelter, right? Everyone played Fallout Shelter, but who saw?
Why is he like literally complaining about a company that just had one good year? I mean, you think that they're gonna have constant good years? And secondly, he told us that like we're at the end. I'll explain why. He didn't explain why we're at near the end.
Into it. Probably not the mainstream person who bought Fallout 4. So the same person who gets hooked on every mobile game and spends $500 a day is the person who spent $1 million on Fallout Shelter. I don't really care that they're doing expansions for that. You know what I mean? And it seems to me like these game devs now are getting pulled apart from what their core ideal. Their core ideal is to make a great game that's going to not only be an artistic experience, but a fun one for the consumer, and they listen to the consumer, but it also makes money for them. And when you're pushing Elder Scrolls Online down my throat, when you're pushing Fallout Shelter down my throat, and you're pushing Bethesda VR down my throat, and that's like 20 to 30% of the press conference, it gets a little bit disappointing. Is it anywhere near as bad as EA was earlier today? Fuck no. At least Bethesda gets it. You know what I mean? And I understand sometimes you got to shovel the shit in order to be able to make the gold on the other side of the company. So I think there was a little bit of shit shoveling in this fucking press conference. But for the most part, I enjoyed it. I'm very much looking forward to Dishonored 2 later this year.
Man, him and shit, he loves it.
Definitely not as good as last year, so it does leave me with a little bit of disappointment and kind of an unhappy face. I put that on Twitter. I said, unhappy face for this press conference. But I'm not angry like I was with EA. At least they get it. It seems like they're listening to consumers.
Yeah, he was so mad at EA. It was insane.
Really in the future, and that's an awesome thing.
It was insane how mad EA made him.
On the Bethesda
like, I don't like EA either, but he was like,
the first day of E3,
it was like EA fucking raped him or something.
Released tomorrow, we've got Microsoft, Ubisoft, and Sony. Nintendo on Tuesday, so I'll be talking about all those right here on the King of Hate Vlogs. I hope you'll come back to check out all of that coverage over the next couple of days. All right, everyone, thank you for watching, and I'll see you then for that. Peace out.
Peace out, dude. Next is
Microsoft.
Everyone,
what is up? DSP here. It is day 2 of E3 2016. Whoa. Although not really, it's just day 2 of the press conferences. E3 doesn't officially open until Tuesday. Here we are on Monday, and we are in full swing with all the press conferences hitting today. The first one today was Microsoft, and past few years actually, I would think that a lot of people have been saying that Microsoft's press conference at E3 is a little underwhelming, that they focus on the wrong things, and even when they focus on games, the games haven't been great. I remember last year, Microsoft was like, it's the best lineup of games we've ever presented, and then the lineup was like, eh. So this year, I think everyone kind of came into the Microsoft press conference with kind of underwhelming expectations.
I don't know if...
my overall impression, it was a mixed bag. I think there was some great stuff, some bad stuff, and some confusing stuff. And we're going to cover all of it right now in my recap and reaction. So here we go. First of all, they open up the press conference with the announcement that the rumor is true. There is a new Xbox One coming. It's called the Xbox One S. It's going to be 40% smaller than the Xbox One right now, and it basically looks like almost a blocky PlayStation 2 original
Xbox
model,
One
but it's
S,
white. I know, they're still going with that kind of rectangular model that looks like a VCR more than anything else.
Rectangles.
It has up to 2 terabytes of storage. However, they said up to, which means does it come with that, or are there different level models? They weren't clear on that. An internal hard drive. Wait a minute, internal hard. Oh, excuse me, not internal hard drive. Internal power source. So no more giant block that you need plugged into the back of your Xbox.
Sweet.
This is the first time ever with an Xbox you don't need an external power source. It's built internally into the unit, which is awesome. 4K Blu-ray capability, so yeah, if you want to watch 4K video on this thing as your 4K Blu-ray player, you can do that.
Sweet, and, 4K baby.
They say a new redesigned controller, but then they showed the controller, and it literally looks exactly the same as the current one, so I don't know what exactly they redesigned. They didn't go into too much detail about it. The big news, it's only $299, and it's coming out this August.
Dottie, no. I'd like to request Makoto from Persona 5
Hell
Persona
yeah.
5 waifu. I am allowed to have a waifu since I am married, unlike DSP.
DSP. Hell yeah. Thank you, Storm, for the $5 tip. I will put Makoto from Persona 5 on the viewer canvas. I will. Thank you. Finally a man with taste. Finally. I mean, Tai Takimi is cool too. So many cool characters. So many cool characters. I love them all. I love them all. Okay, let's get it started. We can hear DSP in the background. You guys don't have to worry. You never bought the X or the S. Yeah, I know, dude. But he sure fucking hates it.
An Xbox One, do not buy one. Wait until August. You're going to get one that's smaller, that has better capabilities, and a bigger hard drive than the current one for much cheaper than the current one. So why on earth would you buy an Xbox One between now and August?
I love how now he's kind of getting like the point of these redesigns. Remember the old E3 videos? I don't know if any of you remember these, but he shat on Microsoft for when they redesigned the Xbox 360. They redesigned it, and he was like, why are they redesigning the Xbox 360? It makes no fucking sense. It's fucking stupid. But now he's all for the Xbox One S and X, man. Crazy.
I have absolutely no idea. I could certainly see tons of people trading.
Yeah, this is the Leanna timeline, dude. Don't worry, Leanna was still here.
Original Xbox Ones now in anticipation, for this August release. But there's some confusion when it comes to this. We're going to talk about this at the very end of the Microsoft press conference recap because I was confused myself, and I can't wait to hear your take on it, all right? So then they got right into the games. God of War, excuse me.
God of War,
Gears of
dude.
4, of course, an Xbox and Windows 10 exclusive. They're saying it's going to be Xbox Play Anywhere.
Sai is great too.
That most of the games that they announced at today's press conference is compatible with. Basically, if you buy any Microsoft game digitally, you can play it both on the Xbox One and on a Windows 10 PC. Now, why is the question I have to pose. And let's think about this. If you have a Windows 10 PC that's a gaming rig, you probably play all of your games on a Windows 10 PC. If you have an Xbox One, it's probably because you can't afford a Windows 10 PC gaming rig, so you play your games on your Xbox One. What is the benefit of the cross-platform compatibility? I don't get it. Now, they did say, oh, don't worry, your achievements carry over, even your save games will go to the cloud and they carry over, but I still don't get it. Why would I want to play on a console versus a PC or vice versa? If you have one or the other, that you have it because that's what you have. If you have both, why would you play on an inferior one? Like, I just don't get it. So, they didn't explain that. They were just like, cross-compatibility. I'm like, great, but I don't get it. I'm just saying. So God of War 4 gameplay, they show some. They do explain that it is cross-platform, so I guess, supposedly, when you do multiplayer, you'll be playing with people both on PC and on Xbox One, but that wasn't really necessarily specifically addressed, but they did say it was cross-platform. Unfortunately, co-op this time around is only 2 players, which I don't understand, because God of War 3 was 4-player, so why they downgraded the game, I have absolutely no idea. They showed a trailer. Did it do anything unique, different, or interesting? Not really. It pretty much looked exactly the same as previous God of Wars, in my opinion, just with better graphics. And they show a new God of War 4 controller that they'll be selling. It's supposed to be some Elite model that I guess is a better model. But again, they don't really explain it, and I guess you just got to do more research for yourself to figure out what it is. If it is the Elite controller that they announced, what was it, 1 or 2 years ago? Sorry, but I'm not dropping $80 for a controller. Just saying. Then...
If the Elite controller, yeah, that is the one,
console exclusive fighting game for Xbox One. The head of what do they call community relations? So basically, the guy that's supposed to hype it to the gamers comes out. He says, "It's the best-selling fighter on Xbox One," and everyone's watching like it's the only fighter on Xbox One besides maybe Mortal Kombat 10, and that's because most people bought Mortal Kombat 10 for PS4. So basically, what he's saying is stupid. And he's 7 million players. I'm like, I know for a fact Killer Instinct does not have a competitive community of 7 million players. It was free to play when it came out, so most people downloaded it, played it, and didn't play it past Season 1, so the guy's basically completely misrepresenting info, which seems to be a running pattern for all of E3. Everyone's saying this, oh, 7 million people, 10 million people are playing. No, they're not. Just because they downloaded it doesn't mean they're actively playing it, but I digress. The reason this guy came out is because there's a new character. It's General Ram from Gears of War.
Hell yeah.
He's the head of the Locust, remember, from a few games ago or whatever. And I'll be honest here, he didn't look good at all. They didn't show any actual gameplay. They just showed a trailer of him like walking out surrounded by those like swarm bugs or whatever they are. And Jago tried to attack him and the bugs deflected his projectile and he comes up, picks up Jago, stabs him. He looked completely like stiff. He didn't look like he was fully animated at all. Almost like they wanted to announce this at E3 but they weren't ready to release the character yet, which they're not. They didn't say when he was coming. So he's coming, but it is what it is. He didn't look very good to me. I'm just saying. Forza Horizon 3 was announced. This game is now, it takes place in Australia, so they show all these
I went a little
environments in
extra, gave her the
Australia.
mask
They
in
once again
the
explain
same
that it's
image.
Xbox One
You're
and Windows
welcome,
10
everyone.
exclusive. Of course it is. Forza has been. Four-player cooperative.
Dottie,
Oh, Dottie. God
Dottie,
damn it.
please not again. Can nothing's at your bloodlust, Dottie? Have mercy. Dottie, please let's make a deal. How about you take this Lincoln and give it to Theo so he can run a raffle to get someone on the canvas. And Cleo, your head mistress, agrees with me.
Oh, damn. Alright, I'll do that. Thank you. Thank you, Ann1337 for the $5 tip. Thank you.
But I mean, I have to ask the question: what is the cooperative
I'll
nature of this
I'll
game?
set it
Because
up
it's
after I
driving.
do this.
I could see,
I'm
oh,
gonna finish
it's a
this.
shooter. Will you help each other shoot stuff, or you do tactical stuff? You tell people where the enemies are. You're driving. What co-op can you do? I even joked in my stream chat. What do you do? Hit each other gas or something? Like, I don't get it. I guess playing with 4 players and you're racing each other, but that's not co-op. That's 4-player kind of competitive, so I don't really get it. Then again, I said it, blatantly to my stream chat. I'm not a car guy. I'm not a racing game guy. Over the years, I've played very few racing games. I've liked a few that were more arcadey style. I don't like the sim-style games. I don't get it. I'm not a car guy. I don't like,
I'm not a
hot
car
rods and
guy. I'm
fucking
like a
racing
Halo
and all that. I'm just
guy.
not into it. So for me, maybe this
I'm
one,
not into
right
it.
over my head. Maybe to you it's exciting. Hearing 4-player co-op in a campaign of Forza Horizon 3 comes out September 27th. More info on a game called Recore. This was one that we saw last year. It seems to be an action platformer, third person, where you control little robots that help you with puzzles and also with combat, but you can also transform them into different versions. Like there's one that's good for platforming and grappling. There's one that's like a big burly one that's good for knocking down things and fighting. So different robots that you can have during the course of the game. It looks pretty good. I actually am interested in this one, and it's coming out in September 13th. On Xbox One, and that is also an Xbox One exclusive, Windows 10 exclusive. Final Fantasy 15 had a demo that they showed, and I'm going to be honest with everyone, it looked terrible, because the demo was this guy fighting a Titan. He's one of the summoned creatures from Final Fantasy, and it looked like, I guess there's something you're supposed to do, because Titan's giant, and he just starts swinging his hand back and forth like this, and you're supposed to know there's a moment where you could hit him at a weak spot, or teleport to a weak spot and hit him, and the guy failed like a million times, so his party's just getting flattened like this. It's just basically the whole party getting flattened nonstop, and all of them dying and healing each other and dying and healing each other.
Dying
then
and healing,
finally,
dude.
after like 2 minutes of flubbing around, he finally got the teleport right, hit the Titan in the weak spot, and then they end it. And everyone's like, "What was the point of that? It didn't really showcase."
Yeah, that was a rough part of the play of the presentation.
Besides, they just wanted to show maybe that the game was functional on Xbox One. I don't know, but it surely didn't impress me, and it has not sold me on the game. It looked bad to me, so kind of silly, and it made no sense that they even did that, in my opinion.
I like how it didn't sell him on the game, yet he bought the game anyway. I saw this demo of Final Fantasy 15, and it didn't sell me on it, but like but see when I play it, you know what I mean?
All right. Then they announced, coming first on Xbox One, the first DLC for The Division. It's called The Underground, and that's coming on June 28th. I really don't care because I didn't play The Division, but maybe you care if you are a fan of The Division. It's coming June 28th on Xbox One first, before PS4 supposedly. Battlefield 1, for some reason the guy who came out, who's I guess one of the developers, kept saying Battle 1. He never said Field. It was very bizarre. But he says that he showed the same trailer that we saw last night at the EA Access event. But he said that if you get EA Access, sorry, not the EA Access event, the EA Press event. If you have EA Access, this thing that you pay money for to get advanced access to the game, you get access to the game a week early, because normally it's coming out on October 21st. You can play it on October 13th, but you got to pay for that week's early access. I don't like that. That's stupid. Why do some people, because, I have more money than you, I get advanced access to all the games a week early. I don't get it. And I don't want to pay for it. Just saying.
Well, that's probably why they do a DSP, to get people to...
improvements are coming to Xbox Live. Let's run down the list, because there's a ton of them. Number one, you can play...
For literally a guy that has a business degree, he doesn't understand why they would give people perks to pay for a service.
Play background music, your own personal soundtrack in the background of games. You know, like you could have done the entire lifespan of the Xbox 360, but they never implemented on the Xbox One. Now it's finally coming 3 years into its life cycle.
Yeah, that's a little weird.
Okay, sure.
That is a
Language
little weird.
independence, you can set it to do any language. Sure. Cortana is now available. If you still use Kinect, which no one does, if you still use it, you can now use voice commands and Cortana will talk back to you. Worthless.
Worthless.
Now on they're saying Xbox Live is now available on PC, iOS, and Android. Where previously, if you played a game on Windows 10, it was like its own thing. Now it's basically Xbox Live on everything. Any game you play that's a Microsoft game has Xbox Live compatibility now, and it's on every format. Guess what else is coming to Xbox Live? Clubs, where you can have a community that talks about games and joins a club.
Ew, clubs? Ew.
You know, like the communities that have been on PS4 for like 2 years now. Way to catch up, Microsoft. Looking for a group. So instead of basically joining a game and saying I'm only looking
this is
to
so
join a
negative.
game,
This is so negative. Way to catch up, Microsoft. But they did it like immediately. Oh, they're copying Sony.
you can actually search for a group of players who are looking to do the same thing. So, for example, I think the example they gave was The Division. If you want to play a certain level and you're looking for certain loot, you could set it up so you could look for a group that has similar interests to you rather than just being matchmaking with random people. I think that's going to be game-specific. Some games won't take advantage of that. Other games may take massive advantage of that, and I think that's going to be developer-specific, so I guess we'll see. And yet again, this is the third press conference of E3 for this year that I'm covering. Multiplayer, arena for Xbox Live. We're going to create an exclusive tournament series and tournament platform for all of our games on a competitive level. So it surely seems to me that every single game developer now has realized that esports is taking off on websites like Twitch, and they want to get in on that. So they're going to have their own. So now, so far in E3, EA has their own, Bethesda has their own, and Microsoft have all their own competitive tournament leagues, which is going to oversaturate the market, and no one's going to care about it. I'm just saying this is what happens when things, oh, esports are popular, people can make money, and we can make advertisement revenue. Let's all flood the market with competitions, and now it's going to be meaningless, because this is what happens when they see this. Hate to say it. That's my prediction anyway.
Goddamn companies trying to make money. They shouldn't be trying to make money, I tell you what. They made a big mistake trying to make people make money. Fucking idiots.
They mentioned the big game coming to it soon is FIFA. FIFA will be coming to it, but not yet. Alright. Then they had literally like almost a 10-minute segment dedicated to Minecraft. No, I'm not shitting you. They're still pushing Minecraft down our throats. How many fucking years after everyone's played it? I mean, even I played it last year, and I acknowledge it's a great game, but no one new is playing Minecraft. Anyway, Minecraft, the new thing coming.
Wow, Microsoft explains, like, hypes up Minecraft more, shits on it. This aged very well.
Minecraft this year, because Microsoft owns it, by the way. Realms. They're going to have dedicated servers now set up. So, for example, let's say that I created this awesome custom world and I had people come and join it and they really enjoyed it, but I'm not playing Minecraft now, so basically that world goes away, right? Well, now they're going to set up this dedicated server, so even if you're not playing or you didn't set it up, you could still have your world interacting with others. People can join it.
Wait, so you can have it set up even though you didn't set it up initially? Why can't you do this with his fucking world in Minecraft? What the fuck?
Do stuff in your world. Okay, I kind of understand it. Is it huge? No. And like I said, Minecraft is
like dog shit.
No one cares about this shit anymore. In my opinion, a waste of almost 10 minutes. Then John Carmack comes out. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. Because I remember the 1990s when John Carmack was like essential when it came to PC gaming and first-person games. And now he's on the Oculus. Yes, big part of Oculus Rift, the Oculus team. He comes out wearing the, he's going to wear the Oculus Rift. Oh, look, you can play Minecraft wearing VR in the Oculus Rift. And all I'm doing as I'm watching this, I'm like, wow, yeah, that's true. You probably could be a new experience playing Minecraft with the Oculus Rift. The problem is to use the Oculus Rift, you'll need the fucking Oculus Rift, which costs like $600 to $800 plus a PC to handle it. So do you really think that the common person who plays Minecraft is going to drop $1,500 fucking dollars to play Minecraft on VR? What a waste of time and a waste of a demo. Stupid. Then they showed there's new and available custom Xbox One controllers. They just basically said go to Xbox.com to figure out more information on this. But I guess what you could do is order a customized controller that has like a design or symbols or colors and different things on it. I like the idea of a customizable controller, but they mentioned nothing whatsoever about price point. Now, the Xbox One controller already is incredibly overpriced at $40 to $50 depending on where you buy it and what version you buy. Now,
40 to $50? Whoa, that sounds like it's cheaper than the fucking PS4 controllers.
Oh,
Whoa.
custom controller, great, and it's like $80 for colors, you know? If it's a reasonable price, I think it's a great idea, and I'd even get one if they were reasonable. But the question is, are they? And you don't know unless you do additional research, which I haven't had a chance to do yet. All right. Finally,
never did.
A new fucking game is announced. After all that bullshit, right? Inside, the new game from the makers of Limbo. If you remember, Limbo was that very artistic and creative not action platform, it was a puzzle platformer, 2D side-scrolling game from way back when. I think it was like 2010 I played it, and I loved it, and people loved the playthrough of it. June 29th, it's releasing. And I was like, holy shit, like, wow, that's awesome. That means in late June there's a new game coming out that's a big heavy hitter that people might really want to see. And I'm excited for that. I definitely want to play it. And that's good because the summer looked dead, and now it looks like there's something good in the early summer there. Very excited. And then they also announced that Limbo, the original game, as of right now, is free on the Xbox One. So if you missed out on Limbo, you can play it for free right now and get kind of a lead-in to this new game Inside coming out. There you go. Then they did a montage of indie games. Woohoo. The problem that I don't like about these montages is they literally show a blip of gameplay and a name, and that's it. So, oh, that looks interesting. Well, that's it. Nothing. And you're like, I wish they had more info on these games. I wish they would have gone more in depth. Instead of talking for 15 minutes about Minecraft, how about you tell me about these new games coming out that I might be interested in? But no, it was just a quick montage, so I couldn't even tell you about any of the games because it was like bump, 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 and then they're gone. Great. Then they talked about this game called Ark, which I've heard people talk about. I know nothing about it. I guess it's about dinosaurs and shit. I have no idea. But they mentioned that now it's cross-platform, that it's going to be between Xbox One and PC. They also mentioned that if you have Xbox Game Preview, which I don't even know what it is, that you can play it this summer. I don't know. It's just
Xbox Game Preview. Didn't they use that for
they didn't explain too much
We Happy Few?
All right.
All right.
Here's another good one. A new game I never heard of. Shows almost like a world that looks almost like BioShock, okay? And it's that kind of
We Happy Few.
Style.
We Happy
Everyone's on
Few.
drugs. Everyone's popping
Big
pills.
ups.
And everyone's wearing these masks that almost look like V from Vendetta. Masks like that, so they kind of look like they're happy. They have happy faces with blush on, okay? But they're dressed almost like Victorian-era clothing, but it's futuristic. They're in like this, almost like a vault. It almost looks like a vault from Fallout, so it's very confusing. This world is an interesting one. And basically, you get called out of your room or wherever you are, and there's a pinata. It's supposed to be like a birthday party, a pinata. And you don't take your pills for the day or whatever. Everyone hits the pinata. All of a sudden, you see yourself covered in blood. The pinata transforms. It's really a rat. And all the people at the party, including the kids, think it's candy. So they're ripping flesh off the rat and eating it, and they think it's candy. But then someone recognizes that you're appalled, and they must realize you're not on your drugs. So they sound off the alert, and all these cops come out and start chasing you. And that's the game. It's actually called We Happy Few. It's about some kind of a dystopian civilization.
Dystopian civilization,
drugs,
dude.
to make everything look happy and great when apparently it really isn't. What's real, what's not, what's the truth about this? It looked really awesome, and again, very much reminded me of like BioShock or BioShock Infinite. Apparently it's coming out July 26th for Xbox Game Preview. Again, what the fuck is that?
What the fuck is that?
And I want to play the game. Does it come out on July 26th? Does it come out later for people who don't have this Xbox Game Preview? I don't know. Hopefully it comes out during the summer because that could be an awesome summer title. It looked really unique, and I'm very excited for it. Then they had an announcement. CD Projekt Red came out. A Gwent game is coming out in September. It's just Gwent, just the card game, because people have been asking for it. So that's coming out in September for those who are fans of Gwent in Witcher 3. I'm not, so woohoo for those of you who are. For me, it's a non-announcement.
Non-announcement.
Tekken 7.
Tekken 7?
Excuse me. They did a trailer for Tekken 7. It had Akuma attacking Heihachi. Basically, it featured Heihachi beating the living shit out of Akuma. Akuma seemed like he played like Street Fighter. He did. He had the Shoryuken, the Fireball, everything. So I don't know how he's going to integrate into the game. But then all of a sudden, they showed that there's like finishers in the game. Like Heihachi charged up and did like this 2-3 finishing move combo to Akuma. Then Akuma did up and did a Raging Demon. And I'm like, so obviously there's something new, maybe supers or something implemented in the game that have never been in there before. I don't know. They said that there's a story mode in the game. No shit, Tekken has always had a robust story mode. They announced it's coming out in early 2017. And then they announced that Tekken Tag Tournament 2 is now free on Xbox Live. For anyone who has an Xbox One, it's free backwards compatibility. You can download it right now and play Tekken Tag Tournament 2 for free. A lot of these kind of announcements over the course of this conference, by the way.
Whoa.
All right.
Free,
Surprise,
dude.
Dead Rising 4. They showed it. It looked awesome. Way more zany things than you can
Hell
do.
yeah.
And Frank is back. That's right. The reporter Frank from Dead Rising 1 is back apparently as the main protagonist, although it's not clear if there'll be other characters. They did say it's continuing the story of all the other games. He's driving around in a go-kart with electricity shocking all the zombies. He's got crazy-ass weapons. It looked awesome. I love the Dead Rising franchise. 2, 3, I both loved them a lot. I didn't like Dead Rising 1 very much, but I did like 2 and 3 a lot.
He didn't like Dead Rising 1, but he played it.
It's coming
Whatever,
out
fuck
holiday
it.
this year,
Fuck
supposedly.
it.
They said around holiday 2016. I was like, wow, so if it doesn't get delayed, here's a really awesome game around the holidays. This could be an awesome December coming up, right?
Right?
Then
Thumbs up.
Scalebound, which is a Microsoft exclusive. This game
Oh, shit. Scalebound. Guys. F in chat for Scalebound. Fucking Scalebound. Okay, let me get the giveaway. I'm gonna start it up, guys. Who will get it? No one knows. So glad. So glad. This fixed the problem. I don't know what happened, but it's fixed. So, complete. Start a new one. We'll do 20 minutes. Start giveaway. I mean, it'll be roughly 20 minutes. Hopefully it works. If it doesn't, I'll just pick someone random. I'll pick someone random if it doesn't work.
game reminded me kind of like Lost Planet, where you're taking on these giant monsters, and he was taking on this giant crab-like crustacean monster. But it's you, but also a dragon. That's a big dragon. That's kind of like your co-op companion. You order the dragon around to do stuff, to attack the monster, and then you can attack weak points. But then also it kind of has this like stylized thing to it, because at one point he's like, well, let's put this in the high gear, and the character puts on headphones. All of a sudden you start hearing this like upbeat music as you're fighting the monster. Seems pretty interesting.
That's from Platinum Games, so you don't care,
that one's
dude.
coming out. I'm sure we'll hear more about that as it approaches. Sea of Thieves. This is the big pirate game they announced at last year's Microsoft press conference. This year they did a multiplayer demo, which all it was, quite honestly, was hired actors. It was really pathetic. They had like this fake webcam up here to try to show, oh, this is how they acted when they played the game. And you could tell it was scripted. They were reading lines and reacting like way too happy to the game. What it looks to me like, it's a first-person cooperative game where you play pirates, and you do different roles on a ship. Some people are going to have to do, like, the actual steering of the ship. Some people have to keep the ship going. If it gets damaged, they have to patch a hole, right? Do all kinds of cooperative things. One person mans the cannon if they're trying to get attacked by other pirates and stuff. And then you land on an island, you investigate the island, you look for treasure, stuff like that. But then storms can come in, other pirates can attack.
Oh boy, storms.
It's an interesting premise, but will it translate? I don't know. Do people care about pirates in 2016? I don't know. But it looks good.
Do people care about pirates in 2016?
It does have a graphical style similar to Team Fortress 2 or Overwatch. It's more cartoony, but it seemed interesting. I would like to see how this translates into actual gameplay rather than just staged people playing it. And it was funny because there were two teams, and one team ended up having their ship sank and they got eliminated. I don't know. We need more info. For an initial taste of gameplay, it looked pretty decent, and I'm interested in more. Okay, State of Decay 2 was announced. That's awesome. State of Decay was that sleeper hit. It came out of nowhere in the middle of the summer several years ago.
State of Decay 2,
I
dude.
absolutely love
State of Decay
game.
State of Decay 2, the game that got the best tweet ever.
And State of Decay 2 is coming out. They
interaction.
showed way better graphics. It's not cartoony like the first game kind of looked. Way more serious graphics, more characters. It's all about co-op survival. Coming out in 2017. Looks good, but I wish we had more info. But 2017, 2 thumbs up. Halo Wars 2, another game announcement. I mean, Microsoft just had tons of game announcements in their conference, which is crazy different from usual. Halo Wars 2, that real-time strategy game from a few years ago. You know, actually, I think it was like 5 or 6 years ago. A long time
I don't know
ago.
what.
It's being revived.
That's not a chat
command. They showed some
command.
gameplay of it, and they said, guess what? The
There's
beta
a clear
is available
command
right now on Xbox One, so if you want to play it this week, the beta is available for Halo Wars. And everyone was kind of like, wow, that's kind of cool. So I might check that out this week. If you want to see me play Halo Wars 2 this week, let me know, because I'm starting gameplay as soon as tomorrow, okay? And then they announced that it will be coming out February 21st, 2017. So a new release for next year. And then last, and this is what confused me the most about the Microsoft press conference, and I want to talk about this for at least a couple minutes.
Oh, DSP got
Another new
confused.
Microsoft console. So wait, they already announced the Microsoft Xbox One S. Now they're announcing a whole new console. This one's called the Scorpio. It's going to have 6 teraflops, 8
teraflops,
CPU
dude.
cores. It's going to be able to handle full 4K resolution games. It's going to do all this stuff, right? And they have game developers talking about it, and they're like, "Oh, this is great. This is what we've always wanted." It's lip service for Microsoft, is what it is. It's coming out holiday 2017, so not this year, but the end of next year. All games, accessories, and everything will play on all 3 consoles. So if you buy a game that's for Xbox One, it'll work on the Xbox One S. It'll work on the Project Scorpio when it releases. If you buy a game for Project Scorpio, it'll work on the other consoles. So here's what I'm wondering. This is what I really don't understand. I'm very confused.
Oh, boy.
So maybe someone can answer. Give me some insight. Number 1. Wow. Xbox One S. I'm very hyped. I'm going to get that. I don't have an Xbox One yet. I'm going to get that in August because all these new games that they announced sound great to me. Oh, but then at the end of the conference, there's another new console coming out next year. So why would I buy an Xbox One S? In a year and a half, there's a new one that's way better. So why am I going to buy the Xbox One S if it's only going to be good for a year and a half? I'm confused, all right?
Because it's cheaper?
Number 2, they said that the Xbox, the Project Scorpio will have gameplay in 4K. They blatantly stated earlier in the press conference the Xbox One S will only do video playback in 4K. So if you're looking for 4K gaming, don't buy the Xbox One S, wait for the Scorpio.
Or not buy a console.
But they said that all games will work on everything. But if you buy a game that runs in 4K resolution on the Scorpio, how is that going to run on the One or the One S if it's supposed to be running natively at 4K? You see what I mean? Like, it's very confusing. And they're like, don't worry, we're not leaving you behind. If you have an Xbox One or you're planning on buying the Xbox One S, this is not us abandoning you. All games will be compatible on everything. And I'm like, that doesn't make sense. And just think of it this way. Right now, you've got an installed user base of people who have the Xbox One, people who bought it at launch or bought it over the past 2.5 years.
But the other thing with this is that these upgrades came like at the end of these console life cycles, so
You're going to have people in August who are going to start buying the Xbox One.
Yeah, just get a PC
S,
for
right?
4K gaming.
Maybe they don't have an Xbox One, it's only $300, and now's the time to jump in and play all these new games coming out in the next year and a half. Who in their right mind as a game developer is going to say, well, that's great, I'm going to ignore all of those people who already bought that, and I'm just going to develop a game in 4K for the Project Scorpio. We don't know how expensive it is. By the way, the stats that they describe, the thing's going to be insanely expensive. So
then they're buying the Xbox One S.
Developer, would you develop a game for a console that has no installed user base when there's all these consoles who do have the installed user base?
Because they're probably gonna want to get. Oh my god. So with this, because like, the thing that I don't understand with this logic, then why should anyone make games for the PS5? For example, let's use this logic for a bit. Why would anyone want to make games with the PS5 if the PS4 has the bigger install base? Why would anyone want to make games for the PS6? Like, why make games for the next generation when the current gen has an installed base, dude? This is literally him mad because he's not gonna buy the thing, so he's saying, "Why would I buy this thing? They're not gonna leave me behind. They're not. Oh my god." Yeah, this pause is pretty good. Like, this guy literally throws around the word sour grapes on people when they're mad at him for doing stuff, but this is what sour grapes is.
On the flip side, if they're true, if they're saying, oh, all the games are cross-compatible on every Microsoft console, do you have any idea how much extra time it's going to take a game developer to have a game that runs, okay, it's going to run at like maybe 900p on the Xbox One, it'll run a little bit better on the Xbox One S, maybe 1080p, it'll run at 4K on the fucking Project Scorpio, but you know how much extra time that will take for a game developer to have the game work like that? Like, that's going to be insane.
Well, it probably is that it's going to be remastered.
Like, what is their strategy here? Do they want you to buy the One S? Do they want you to wait for the Scorpio? Do they want you to buy both? What's going to be the advantage? Because we have no idea what's coming out for Scorpio. If there are any games, what games, we have no clue. Let's face it, with Microsoft's track record, in a year and a half, they could drop the whole fucking thing or delay it another 5 years and make it the next console. I'm lost.
I'm
And
lost,
ultimately,
guys.
that's kind of how I ended the press conference. It was like, I really liked the Microsoft press conference because we had so many game announcements, right? Gears of War 4 is looking pretty decent. Recore coming out. Not Minecraft. Skipped. Oh, Inside from the makers of Limbo looks really
Are you a
good.
functional retard? I have to
We
ask.
Happy Few looks really good for the summer release.
Oh,
Dead
We Happy
Rising 4 was a
Few.
great announcement. Scalebound's looking pretty
Dead Rising 4 was a great announcement. Oh man, sure it was, DSP, sure it
good.
was.
Sea of Thieves looks pretty good. State of Decay 2 and Halo Wars 2.
Which is
All
saying
those
I was
games
kind of hyped for
announced at
Dead
the
Rising
Microsoft press
4, but
conference. But then
nope.
they close with this Project Scorpio, and I just confused the fuck out of me. Like, what is the strategy? I don't know.
I don't
And
know.
honestly, and they said at the very end, they said the reason we're announcing it so early is because we want our game developers to know that this is coming so they can work on these bigger and better games in 4K. Okay, but that didn't sell me on the, like, I'm the consumer. If you want to sell to the
I'm the
developers, have your
consumer.
own developers conference away from us and don't even tell us about it because it was just too much info too early, in my opinion. I'm
Too much
confused.
info.
I don't know if I'm supposed to be hyped
I'm
for this new
confused. I'm
console.
scared,
Should I be hyped
guys.
for the Xbox One S or the Scorpio or both or neither? What games are coming out for what? If I spend money on a One S, am I wasting my time? I'll be honest with everyone. I'm not getting an Xbox One S. My Xbox One works. It's fucked up. The HDMI port barely works, and my controller won't sync with
What?
it all the time.
Wait,
But
the HDMI port is fucked up? Man, when has he had an HDMI issue with the Xbox One? In a long ass time. He never had an HDMI issue. Now he suddenly has an HDMI issue. Did he buy a new Xbox One and we never knew? Okay.
I'm not dropping $300 on another console. I'm just not. Just for more storage space, which is really, I don't care about the 4K
Alright, I'll look
playback.
that
I
up.
don't use my consoles for for video playback anyway, so it's not a big deal to me. There's no benefit to me, really, in buying into Xbox One S. The Scorpio, there may be if there's games for it. I guess we'll all have to see, and it's gonna be your own personal judgment, obviously, and your own take. But for me, ending the conference like that, it seems like too much info too soon. And with all the great game announcements, it kind of over.
What is this?
Today's Mega 64 animation is
Yeah.
at some point probably the best entrance to this warehouse the warehouse has ever seen.
Whoa.
Tonight. Anyway, we're out filming. At some point during the day, me and Eric got Wiener Schnitzel to eat. We got hot dogs to eat. We had some contaminated burgers.
Ooh.
Because Eric planned to go out last night, and that didn't happen because
Bailed on me.
he was shitting death. I wasn't last night. I was editing stuff until the wee hours of the morning. Slept in today, woke up, and then it hit me.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, man. Well, there's been problems with the plumbing at my house.
Oh, no.
And I have to wait for a plumber.
Oh, no.
It is not usable.
Oh, shit.
I know we needed a toilet with the widest throat.
Yeah, you guys got to get a wide throat.
It's old pipes that have like cracked and stuff. Oh, I'm not feeling too good either. I'm definitely have to shit death. Oh wait, I'm still waiting for the plumb. Oh no! Oh, I jumped in my car and drove 120 miles an hour to this studio as fast as I could. I'm like, ah! I swing into the parking lot. I park across 4 spots. I don't give a shit. I am getting out of the car. I'm grabbing my stuff. I am holding.
Your ass.
I'm just out of instinctual whatever. I'm holding my backside, going fuck, 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 grabbing my stuff, fuck, fuck, out of my car. I turn around, fuck. Right there in this parking lot over here is a guy and a girl doing it in their car. Right there.
What?
I am.
What time was it?
6 o'clock, 5 o'clock. I had to look for a while to figure out what was happening.
Yeah.
And then I just took off running.
Did they make eye contact with you?
They like separated, and I ran into the office.
One became two.
What the fuck?
I don't know. Hey, when I finished and I came back out, they were gone. So who knows?
Did you make it?
There were pooper stains. Hey, thanks again to our sponsor, Squarespace.com.
Wow, great. Let's see. Now, this is Mr. Ludacris. Wait, what was it called again? Dark Side Detective. That should be the channel. Oh my god. Oh shit. Okay, I probably have to go to the Twitter then.
Some viewers tip for shout outs. Some tip to fuck the trolls. But the paid pigs I love.
Wait, new version.
Some viewers tip for shout outs. Some tip to fuck the trolls. But the paid pigs I love most of all tip me to put
Terrial
on
Assassin.
silly clothes. See my vest, see my vest. It's a gold mine. Who would have guessed that this shitty piece of garb would make my hay pig's dick so hard, cold, or hot? No matter what, I shall vest out like a flash and say it wasn't my idea. So I was innocent to appear. Cowboy hat, I can't wear that. Not just because I look a twat, but my precious fake surround sound would be wrecked. I push to make it a meme and guilt trip bands on stream. See my vest, see my vest, see my vest. My wedding band, sir. Claws of Jasper, the handkerchief I use to masturbate is made from hamster skin from off their chest. But when it comes to tips, nothing else can eclipse. See my vest, see my vest. Please won't be
Oh shit.
you see my vest. Well, I don't know what to tell you.
Ugh. Okay. I got too excited in the video, and the mic freaked out. It freaked the fuck out. God damn it. Oh, this is not right.
You guys, people seem to like the vest.
That's pretty good. Oh, I was gonna say something. Wasn't I? Oh, I remember. Coyote was asking, I don't get Twitter's blocking thing when you can just log out. To me, the way what blocking is not really for the person who's getting blocked. Is like, let's say that I'm like on Twitter and someone is like this constantly like just bothering me, and it's like, whatever. I think this is for people just to block someone that is just. To me, the way I use blocking is if someone's like pushing me over the edge. It's like, look, I tried to ignore it and I can't take it anymore. Fuck this guy or whatever. I block them just because I just don't want to see their shit anymore. And all that. I don't care if they can find other ways to read my tweets. I just don't need to be getting these notifications of like, oh man, something that just bothers me or whatever. And it's also just to like give the person the tool to stop someone from harassing them, which is fine. I mean, yeah, there's gonna be people that are gonna circumvent that and find and make sock accounts and all that, which happens, but they just keep blocking the socks. So that to me, I don't mind. I mean, blocking is there for people who are who get annoyed. I don't agree with people who block for dumb fucking reasons. Like, I got blocked from DSP just for saying Street Fighter V was a fun game. That's not a good reason to block someone, but if someone's like constantly saying something that is pissing you off, that you can just be like fucking pissed about, then that's fine. It all depends on the person. I can't wait to see the day he doesn't hit it. Hey, I just want him to hit the 50 so he can show us the gift that someone else made.
Overloaded, and I was like, man, it kind of deflated it a little bit. But I'll be honest with everyone. So far, of all the conferences that I've seen, so far I've seen EA, I've seen Bethesda, and I've seen Microsoft. I liked Microsoft's the best so far because it had the most game announcements, and that's what we want. Game announcements at E3. And we got it. And even though they
He also
paired it in
looks
with
at who you
fucking
follow,
Oculus, Minecraft
Kafkos.
VR bullshit,
If he
and all of
follows
that,
some people, he
still
will.
we got enough, I think,
He'll
info
get
about
ya.
new games and stuff that I was excited. So I actually really liked the Microsoft press conference. Right now, so far, it's ranked #1 in the press conferences that I've seen. Of course, there's still more coming, so we'll see. But for now, I really liked it. What did you think? Leave a comment on the video. Let me know. I hope you like this recap, and I hope you'll check out all my further recaps, because I am going to be doing all the other major press conferences right here on the Keep It Hate vlogs. Keep in mind, later in the week, I'll be doing a kind of best and worst of E3 this year kind of video for youtube.com/KO Gaming.
KO Gaming!
Check that out later this
Hell
week.
yeah, KO
That's
Gaming,
it for the
baby.
Microsoft recap, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it.
Hell
Thanks for
yeah.
watching. See you
KO
later for
Gaming
more of
won.
these.
I miss KO Gaming, man.
Hello everyone, welcome back to my E3 coverage for 2016, and it's time to talk about the Ubisoft press conference, my recap and reactions. Now, Ubisoft, they can have high highs, they can have low lows, they've been like this.
Wait, he didn't do a video for Nintendo.
Let's see.
Wow, that's bullshit. He does a video for fucking EA and Ubisoft, but not Nintendo. Wow.
Talk about if it was good or not this year. In my opinion, kind of a mixed bag. But they did a lot of things right, in my opinion.
Guys,
in
you
fact,
got 30
the very first thing
seconds.
they did at the press conference, they did right. They got Just Dance the fuck out of the way so we can talk about games people care about. Because I've been saying this for years, and I'll say it again. No one who watches E3 cares about Just Dance. Just Dance is a game for casual gamers who don't play the hardcore games.
The filthy
They're
casuals.
the party-style gamers who want to dance around with their friends, and that's fine. That's a huge market. Just Dance is a huge success for Ubisoft. But they don't need a giant fucking segment in their show with Jason Derulo and fucking bullshit.
Oh
So
shit,
what did
guys.
They opened up.
Guys. It's over. The giveaway is over. Let's pick a winner. Danny Marshall is the winner. Congrats. Congrats, Danny Marshall. Now, is Danny Marshall in chat? He should be in chat, hopefully. The last guy that won wasn't here. Danny Marshall is at least on the list. He's at least on the list. So he should be here. Danny. Come on. Danny, come on. Dude. What's your character? Let's see. I'm going to just ping him. Because he has to know he won. Come on. Went off, take a monster shit. He was running to the toilet. Had to take a massive dump, dude.
Up the show.
I'm gonna send Cleo in, okay, Danny. Cleo's gonna find you.
They danced for 5 minutes. They got off the fucking stage, and then we got to the games. Genius. So they are learning. Aisha Tyler is back as the 5th year now as the host of the Ubisoft press conference at E3. I'll be honest, I kind of like her. She's not hilarious, but she kind of keeps it loose and it's fun. It keeps the stuff moving. Even though a lot of the time she's just basically saying stuff that she's told to say. She's not bad. So I prefer her than say if hilarious, but she. Aisha Tyler is back as the 5th year now as the host of the Ubisoft press conference at E3.
Aisha Tyler.
I kind of like her.
I don't like her. Does Kat know that, DSP? Does Kat know you like Aisha Tyler? He needs to ask Kat if that's okay. Because I mean, he's married now. Is this okay? Is this okay opinion?
She's not hilarious, but she kind of keeps it loose and it's fun. It keeps the stuff moving. Even though you can tell a lot of the time she's just basically saying stuff that she's told to say. She's not bad. So I prefer her than say if Yves Guillemot or whatever the hell his name, Yves Guillemot, the CEO, was the head of the whole conference, I'd probably turn it off. I like seeing her. All right. So
he likes seeing her.
This is the 30th anniversary of Ubisoft.
I'm gonna give Danny
Pretty good. Ubisoft's a long-time game developer. I played tons of games over the years from them.
Let's
so
see.
good to hear that. Is their 30th
until 5
anniversary,
o'clock
still
my
going strong,
time.
although, as you know,
I'll give him until then
recent years,
to
they've had
claim
some
his
troubles with
prize.
some
If
games
he's
that
not
really
here, if he doesn't
shit.
claim it, I'm gonna
They announced Just Dance 2017 is coming out in October for all the current consoles, and the Nintendo NX will come out next year when the NX is released. Woohoo! Who gives a fuck? On to the good stuff. So Aisha opens up the show with a bunch of jokes. Some are funny, some aren't. She swears, says the F-bomb immediately. I don't know what it is, but apparently the entire show was based around the word fuck. Because I think they said the word fuck more than I say.
Whoa,
and you know me,
fuck,
I swear
dude.
like a fucking dirty sailor.
And now he doesn't swear at all.
30 times during this press conference, which, by the way, lasted over 2 hours. So far, Ubisoft was the longest press conference. We'll see if anyone else can top that. But anyway, let's get into it because there's a ton to talk about. Ghost Recon Wildlands.
Okay.
They show a
I just want to make
gameplay
sure
of it.
the mic was
It's
working.
open world. It's either solo or 4-player cooperative gameplay, up to 4 players. It was a staged demo, but it was nice to see some actual gameplay. There's a chopper that actually is able to pick you up and fly you along this huge open world area. The chopper landed, and then the team went out and tried to deploy in this place, trying to take out a certain target. And so they tried to be stealthy. They took out some targets, and I'll be honest, the combat kind of looks like a combination of Metal Gear Solid and other, Ghost Recon style games of the past. So they sneak in, they're taking out 1 or 2 targets here or there.
Well, that's
here or there.
fine.
Oh, try to blow something up to cause a chain reaction, but the target gets alerted and starts
I'm just
to
giving
run
him the
away.
fair chance.
Now the game changes completely from stealth to an action-based game. Everyone jumps in like a vehicle.
How do we run
Someone's
it?
driving in a Jeep,
I mean,
someone's on a
it's almost
motorbike,
5
and they're
anyway.
chasing this guy. They're trying to take out the target. It was pretty fun. It looked pretty interesting to me. For me, though, I'll be honest. I think this is going to be a co-op game. You have 4 people who want to play it, even 2 or 3 people who want to play it and go through it and do these co-op missions.
Maybe it's
together.
dropping
It could be a lot
frames.
of
I don't
fun.
know if,
Playing it
like,
solo and having to rely on AI
if he thinks it's his
to actually
internet.
do some of the
Like, if it's
cooperative
buffering,
stuff,
that's
I don't
different,
know.
but
I'm a little skeptical.
if there's
all right?
frame drops,
But the
that's on
game
my
did
end,
look
probably.
good. All right. And it's coming out March 7th, 2017.
Metal Gear Recon.
There you go. Up next, South Park, The Fractured Butthole. Huge!
Huge!
This was like 15 minutes of the conference. They took out a ridiculous amount of time for it. I was incredibly pleased because, as you know, South Park, The Stick of Truth, an amazing game. I played it 2 years ago. Was it 2 years ago? I think it was 2014, right? I loved it. It was one of my favorite playthroughs in recent memory, and people loved it, and the playthrough was incredibly successful on YouTube. So I'm so looking forward to this next one. I love South Park. I love RPGs.
Love South Park.
So let's talk. First of all, they open with a fake trailer. It looks like all kinds of stuff like a typical Ubisoft game. Oh, the world's at peril. Corporations are taking over. Crime is at an all-time high. Who's going to solve it? The South Park kids. And it shows them all dressed up like super...
That's not making fun of Ubisoft, though. It's making fun of comic book movies. How did he miss the joke?
Heroes, so it's pretty funny, the opening there.
Okay.
So first they open up with character creation. And they show you that, again, not only can you create your own character, but now there's 12 different classes. Whoa! There were,
Whoa!
4 or 5 in South Park The Stick of Truth. So that adds a ton of replayability. If you want to replay the game as a different class, that's pretty neat. They showed that one of them is the Speedster, which is supposed to be like, oh, the Flash or Quicksilver, fast character.
Honestly, the Fractured Butthole kind of sucks, but, okay, guys. I'm gonna re-roll the winner. So let's pick another winner, guys. Let's do it. Pick a winner. Congratulations, Amar Vance. Please tell me you're fucking here. Are you fucking here? Are you here, Amar? Please speak up. Alright, pick the character. Who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be? Majima from Yakuza. Perfect. I'll do that. I'll do that, baby. Here he is. Here, as the cool guys say it. Here he is. He's coming, guys. Let me just put this back to normal, so I can. What's that noise? Whatever. Let's just shrink this. Again, thank you, and1337 for making this possible, man. Pretty cool. Alright. Yakuza Majima.
Abilities based around that. They show your origin story. I'm not going to spoil it, but it's all over the internet already. It's absolutely freaking hilarious. And then they show combat, and they show combat is refined. It's the same combat from the original game, but now, like a lot of more modern RPGs, yes, it's turn-based, but you can move back and forth on the screen. You can get behind your enemies to try to do moves like grab them and slam them. You can hide behind different areas. So if the enemy's charging up to do like a powerful magic spell, jump behind a box, and maybe the magic spell will miss or have reduced damage because you're behind a box. It's basically a little bit more of an action-based RPG than the first game was. I'm totally cool with that. It advances the game engine, and it makes it a better game in my opinion.
Engine.
And then they also said, yeah, you can even manipulate space and time with fart. The farts are back. Yes, remember you were the, it was supposed to be like you were the Dragonkin, the Dragonborn from Skyrim. That was the parody in the last game, but it was with farts. Well, now you could still have farts, but they're like super powered. They can actually have time advance or go backward in time. Seems pretty interesting to me, and I'm loving it. They announced that if you pre-order the game right now, digitally, you will get the Stick of Truth for free. So anyone who didn't play South Park: The Stick of Truth, this is a no-brainer. Pre-order the game now, get the Stick of Truth, play it before this one comes out. Holy shit, that's awesome. And the biggest news, it's coming out December 6th. Wow. That's amazing. Because December typically is a month that's slow. There's almost no new releases and nothing going on. This year, December.
It's funny he says that it's slow, but then, like, when it got close to that time, he said that it was very busy. Every time this happens every time. Oh god, this face. Oh god. Gotta get it. I gotta get this face. I know you don't see it. Okay, I'll show you. I'll show you guys. Look at this. Look at that face.
Looking like it's going to be stacked because we got South Park. If you watch my Microsoft press conference coverage, Dead Rising 4, and I actually believe there's one other game that's coming out. So we got major games coming out at the end of the year. That's freaking awesome. All right, so let's continue. The Division, which is a game that I skipped earlier this year, and quite frankly, not one person has told me I missed anything. Everyone says it's a co-op-based shooter, and if you don't play it cooperatively, it's basically shitty. So I'm glad I skipped it. They have a DLC called the Underground DLC coming out in the summer, and if you get it, you'll have 3 outfits, which are armor sets or something like that, and there's the new survival mode in the game, and I'll be honest with everyone, I basically zoned out. I don't care about The Division. I don't care about this DLC. If you like The Division, it's good news for you. For me, it wasn't. VR! Oh boy! So ladies and gentlemen, this begins our VR segment of the Bethesda Showcase, which, I'm not even kidding you, lasted about 20 to 25 minutes. Yes, they spent that much time on VR. They focused on 2 games. The first game they focused on was a game called Eagle Fight, or Eagle Flight, I'm not even sure. On the Oculus Rift, they had 6 people with 6 Oculus Rifts on stage supposedly playing this game. And the game looked like shit. First of all, graphically, looked like a cartoon. Didn't look like anything current gen. Now, I'm fully aware, that virtual reality needs to run at a higher frame rate than regular games, and for it to perform, you need to actually have less detailed graphics to hit that frame rate. But this game looked shitty. It looked even more cartoony than, say, like Team Fortress 2. It was just like watercolors, and you're a bird and you're flying around grabbing a rabbit, and it's 2 groups of eagles trying to kill each other by shooting at each other and biting each other and stealing the rabbit. And basically, it's an overblown capture the flag where you fly through the air instead of being on the ground. For the people playing, maybe it was fun, but after watching this entire thing, right, this whole thing was like a 10-minute presentation. I'm not even kidding you. They showed the people on stage playing the game, and I swear to God, this is exactly what they looked like.
Oh my god. You know what's funny? Back in the Freedom Chat days, there was this one emote that I never knew what it was from, and it was from this video where he was doing the VR reenactment. Pretty crazy.
And this was for 10 minutes. I'm not kidding. This was them moving. They had to have full range of motion of their neck like this, like crazy, for 10 minutes to play this game. Can you imagine trying to play a game that's not just simple capture the flag, like a full-on fucking game with VR, and you gotta move your fucking neck like this constantly to play the game? Now, either they were massively overacting, or if that's the truth, VR is gonna hurt everyone's neck to be fucking moving like that. Now, the other thing that,
of course. When you play a game, you have to constantly be like this. Of course. Of course, it makes a lot of sense. Don't think about it.
I found hilarious about this It's 6-player cooperative or 6-player competitive capture the flag. So if you want to play this with your friends, you need 6 Oculus Rifts. 6. Oh, don't they cost like $600 to $800? So basically, if you want to drop like 10 fucking grand on PCs and Oculus Rifts, you can play a capture the flag game with Eagles. Wow, you sold me, Ubisoft. You guys are great. But that
You
wasn't
guys
the
are
half of
great.
it. Then they went to the second half of their VR presentation, Star Trek. Now, for this one, they got LeVar Burton, who played Geordie LaForge. They got the actress who played Seven.
He almost
in Star
played
Trek
this
Voyager.
game, by the
Forgive me, 'cause
way.
I always forget her name. She's the blonde lady.
The
And they
blonde
got
lady.
Carl Urban, who apparently is from something called Star Trek Beyond. I don't even know what the fuck that is. Maybe they're making a new series and he's the new captain. I have no idea. So they show the three of them sitting around playing the game. And again, I have to tell you, the game looks like shit. Now, I don't know, I mean how it plays, I mean how it looks. There's no textures on any, there's no detail, there's no shading on anything. It's like basic graphics from the early 2000s is how this fucking game looks. And I'm like, this is VR? Like, this is the future of gaming. Low resolution for the sake of doing it with a fucking headset so you could be in, like, VR setting. I don't know if I want to do it. Now, it's not all about graphics, let's face it. Games are not all about graphics. We all know that. Games are about gameplay, graphics, story, everything together, okay? So maybe the graphics were forgivable and the game was amazing. If you listen to LeVar Burton, he kissed this game's fucking ass. It's just like being on the Enterprise, and I went right into the mode of being back on the Enterprise from when I was on Star Trek The Next Generation, and I was doing this, and even though I was the captain, I found myself saying stuff from back then, and herpa-derpa-derp. He basically said it's the best game ever. If you're a Star Trek fan, maybe it is the best game ever. I'm not going to say it's not, but do I want to spend, again, Oculus Rift, $600 to $800 just for the headset, plus a gaming rig that could do it, for a low-resolution, no-detail game where you're on the bridge of the Star Trek Enterprise? Like, and this is what I mean, like, I made a tweet at the time, I said, if anything, what the Bethesda press conference is showing us is that VR is not for the common gamer. This is for someone who's an enthusiast, a hobbyist, someone who has tons of disposable income, an early adopter, who wants to go buy 1 million of these headsets and a bunch of PCs, and just for the sake of showing off your affluence, come over to my house and play fucking Eagle Fight. Or we'll pretend like we're on the fucking Starship Enterprise. This is not consumer-based technology. A normal consumer who plays video games will not buy this. And nothing at E3 showcased anything in VR that made me say, I need to go buy the Oculus Rift. Which is what I said earlier this year. I said, it's not going to sell. And by the way, if you check sales numbers, it's not. It's come to a screeching halt. No one's buying it anymore. So, I don't know. I predicted this earlier. I think, we don't know. Sony press conference hasn't happened yet. I don't know if they're even going to do anything with the PlayStation VR. But that one's made cheaper. It works on a console that already exists. That could be the VR that's going to make it. I'm just saying, nothing at the Ubisoft press conference convinced me otherwise. All right, moving on.
Not a fanboy, though.
Medieval, kind of hand-to-hand based combat game that we all saw debut last year at E3. We have way more information. The same bearded dude, game developer, came out to talk about it with his epic voice. He's pretty impressive. Basically, the game, to me, from the impression that I got, looks like a more realistic, slower-paced Dynasty Warriors. It's going to be you as this overpowered fighter, whether it's a Viking or a samurai or a knight or whatever it's going to be, against a bunch of generic enemies. And there'll be enemies that are higher level, maybe like kind of like the like in Dynasty Warriors, the mini boss characters or whatever. And once you clear out a certain area, then you get to a boss fight. Okay? But the thing that gets me, it doesn't seem as fast-paced as Dynasty Warriors. It seems like maybe it seems simple. It seems like there's a light attack, a heavy attack, a dodge, a block, a parry, just like every combat game of third person, right? But nothing when I watched this gameplay demo blew me away. It was like, I've played this game before.
I played this game
It looks
before,
nice.
dude.
The graphics are nice.
Man.
It'll be cool to play multiple different races, but it doesn't seem like it's anything revolutionary. A lot of people who were watching it were comparing it to Rise, Son of Rome. I don't think it'll be that bad. That game was a fucking tech demo piece of shit for the launch of the Xbox One. I think it'll be better than that. But still, it means to be said, like, what did they show you in this that blew you away? My answer, nothing. It just kind of seemed generic to me. So it's coming out February 14th, 2017. The same day as Persona 5.
Oh boy, Persona
Valentine's
5.
Day. Take that as you will. They say
Oh no, dude, it's gonna compete with Persona 5! For Honor is dead, guys. Dead. Dead,
And you can register
deader
for
than
the
dead.
Alpha right now at Ubisoft.com, and there will be several alphas that you can participate in over the next several months. So you might want to do that if you're interested in the game. Then they mentioned this game, Grow Home. I don't know anything about this. I guess they supposedly mentioned it at last year's conference. I don't even remember it. Apparently it came out and flopped. And they're saying there's like going to be new content or an expansion or a new one coming out this August. I fell asleep. Didn't look good. Then Two Idiots in Stripes came out. That's right, two idiots with beards. They're ultimate hipster idiots.
Oh boy, hipsters.
Tiger striped full-on suits. And they come out with music that makes them sound like they're the world tag team champions of game development. And they come out. One of them can barely speak English.
Oh.
They made a crossover game. They took Trials and Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon and combined them to make Trials of the Blood Dragon. Yes, it's got all the weird-ass humor from Trials and Blood Dragon. It's got tons of 1980s references. It's psychedelic like that. It's got tons of wacky shit. So basically, it's a super-duper wacky hybrid version of Trials.
I was a little bummed
And
about that
apparently
too,
it's out
though,
right
because
now.
I
It just
like
got
Blood
released
Dragon
today.
a lot, and I was hoping for Blood Dragon 2, and it never happened. Feels bad.
Hey, I don't know. If people want to see me play this, I need some feedback here. It seems weird to me, but it could still be fun. But I don't know if this is anything that would hold any interest. You know what I mean? Like, it just seems like a weird fucking mishmash game that wasn't well thought out, in my opinion. And even though it could certainly be silly fun for a few hours, is this something that people are going to want to see me do like a playthrough of? Since it's out E3 week, I am debating doing it. If people want to see me do it, I'll actually probably ask on Twitter tonight, would you like to see me do this week? Maybe I'll try it out this week. But if it's a $60 release, there's not a fucking chance in hell I'm buying it. And I haven't had a chance to turn on my console yet, so I guess we'll see later today. Alright. Assassin's Creed, the movie's coming out later this year, starring Michael Fassbender. And they bring out a director, and the first thing the director says is, well, you know, we know that
Did
there's
that
such
movie
an
ever
awesome
come out?
story. You know, this really
I forgot
story
about
that's
that
been going through all
movie
the
so
Assassin's
hard.
Creed games. Well, we got rid of that, and we made our own story. I'm not even kidding you. He says this. Well, you know, we threw out all that story. We made our own story for the movie. And I'm like... So you've got characters who people love from the games. Throw them out. Do something new. You know, this is like they do every video game movie. Throw out all the stuff that works. Try something new that's not going to work. Sounds like a great job, Mr. Director, sir. And he says, we've got a real story that goes from the beginning to the end and we'll have a resolution. Wow. You know, like every fucking movie. It's in theaters December 21st. I mean, the trailer played, and I wasn't impressed, but I wasn't turned off. It didn't look bad, but what the director said turned me off about the movie. Like, wow, so what? It could have Ezio in it, or it could have, you know, any of the assassins, or it could have this interesting plot. Threw it all away. Wow, you're smart. I don't get it. I don't fucking get it. Whatever. Some people were mad that they even were advertising a movie at E3. I thought it was okay because it makes sense because it's a video game movie. Anyway, Watch Dogs 2.
Yeah, it makes a
what do I have
lot
to
of
say
sense.
about
That's
this
why they
game?
so
Well,
Mythic Quest.
New location, San Francisco. More
heard the movie's
fast-paced, in my
alright.
opinion, and more maneuverability in the game. It seems like they made the animations more fluid. The platforming seems better. It seems like there's a lot more options when it comes to hacking and stuff. The character, the protagonist, is an African-American gentleman who actually is a
African-American
all right? A lot of
gentleman.
people complained in the original Watch Dogs that Aiden Pierce was boring. He was like emo.
African-American gentleman.
This seems to be the polar opposite. But my question now is it too much in the opposite direction? Because he's saying, fuck this, fuck that, shit dick's ass. He's basically like over the top. And I don't know if it's going to be too much, quite honestly.
He loved that game, by the way.
It's co-op in the game. If you want, there's people who can drop in and out of your game to do co-op missions, but I don't think it's the main story, to be quite honest. You're part of the DedSec hackers group, who are part of the first game, but you're part of the hackers group now. You can fly little drones in areas to do recon and to even like use a shock people with them. Tons of hacking. Like I said, the platforming is more natural.
Did
Comes
you
out
say
November
he was
15th.
gonna play the new Gears game
And
next
then
week?
Eve
No, I don't think he. I don't even think.
CEO
I don't think
Ubisoft
so.
Came out and said, "Guess what? We're making a Watch Dogs movie." And everyone at the press conference is like, "We just heard about Assassin's Creed and we kind of forgave that. Now they're going to make a Watch Dogs movie. But let me guess, it won't star Aiden Pierce and it won't star the protagonist of this one. It'll be an original story."
What happened to that
All
movie?
right. Anyway, I digress.
I digress.
All
I
right.
agree.
They also mentioned if you
Use a
buy
different Copic.
Watch Dogs 2
It
on the
sucks I'm like
PlayStation
running out of
4, you will
Copics
get
now
30-day exclusive
because
access to any DLCs. You'll get
fucking
it first on
pandemic.
PlayStation 4. Then they say there's a collector's limited edition coming out that will come with an actual little drone robot with a remote control that you can pilot around. I'm sure it costs $700, so I'm not interested in that. And then to close the show, they showed a new IP. It's called Steep. It's about extreme sports in the Alps. So you're talking free falling, either parachuting or skydiving, what do they call that? Glide suit? What do they call the glide suit? Wingsuiting, skiing, snowboarding, all kinds of extreme sports in a mountainous, snowy region. Excuse me. It looks beautiful. I'm not gonna lie here. The graphics looked really nice. Like, blew me away.
The Vision movie, oh boy.
As hell, and I actually did really enjoy the visuals of the game. They actually show when you're playing the game, you can play with other people. It's multiplayer, and at any time you can pause, rewind, and relive a scene. So if it's, wow, what a nasty wipeout, you can immediately rewind it and see the whole thing in slow-mo and hear the scream. And there's these loud bone-cracking sound effects that play as people like hit trees and stuff. Sounds pretty brutal.
The fuck?
Thing in slow-mo and hear the scream. And there's these loud bone-cracking sound effects that play as people like hit trees and stuff. Sounds pretty brutal.
Nothing great to see.
My question, though, this is an honest question. Can this game sell?
Can it
sell? As a full-fledged game, can this game sell? It's just skydiving / parachuting, skiing, snowboarding. You know what I mean? Like, it's not arcade style. Like, SSX was a very popular series, but it was arcade style with that. Doesn't seem like that. It seems like more of a simulation game with funny deaths and stuff if you wipe out. Will it sell? I don't know. Is there going to be enough in the game, you know what I mean, to make it sell? Or is it just going to be, wow, it's beautiful, and you play it for 40 minutes, and you're like, now what the fuck do I do? I don't know. But anyway, they said, steepgame.com, you can register for the beta, and guess what? This game releases in December. So South Park: The Stick of Truth and Steep both coming out in December. 2 huge Ubisoft releases. Kind of interesting, right? So, for me, Ubisoft was hit or miss. Here's why. They still went through the motions of the shit that you don't care. No one cares about Just Dance. The VR it's not selling me. You know what I mean? The Division I didn't really care about. I'm sure some people do care about. And there were a few things there that didn't really, For Honor, I don't know, Grow Home, But there was some good stuff, too. I mean, definitely Ghost Recon Wildlands is stacking up to look like a good game. South Park releasing in December. Looks amazing. Cannot wait for that. Didn't really care about the movie announcements, quite honestly, just being honest here. And Watch Dogs 2, I like it. It looks better than the first game. So for me, it was a mixed bag. Not the best press conference. Definitely not. But certainly was better than some of the stinkers. Like, I would probably tie them with Bethesda. I think that Ubisoft and Bethesda did about the same this year. EA is way the fuck down here, and Microsoft is above those. So now, we've got Sony and Nintendo left. We'll see what happens, all right?
And he never did a video on Nintendo. He never did it.
Press conference.
That's such bullshit. He hyped up a Nintendo video and never did it.
My E3 coverage this week, right King of Hate vlogs. And
what trash.
I'll also be doing a big kind of best and worst of E3 stuff over on my KO Gaming channel, YouTube.com.
What trash? He never did it.
One later this week. Thanks for watching, everyone. See you for more of this soon. Peace out. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Darkside Phil, and welcome to my Sony E3 2016 press conference recap and my impressions. And holy crap, man.
Holy crap.
Sony has done it again. Like, I don't know how they stay on this crazy roll ever since the announcement of the
Dude, it's like the vest streak. Dude, Sony's like the vest streak. It is amazing. Every year they hit it out of the park, man. They're probably on like a 50 vest streak at this point in time. Oh yeah, I forgot, because Nintendo was stealing his money, dude. I forgot. Shit.
13, right? That was 4 years ago. These guys are just on fire. Every year they seem to know exactly what it is that people want to hear. And although admittedly, in this year's conference they didn't necessarily give us as much concrete info as we might have liked, they gave us enough new information, new games, new IPs, returning IPs, crazy shit, that, like, there's no way that I could say it in good conscience that any of the other guys who've done a press conference so far have beaten Sony. Sony blew this out of the fucking water. Let's start, okay? So first of all, my air conditioner's on. If you're wondering what that sound is, it needs to be on because it's over 80 degrees in here.
Has to be 80 degrees.
First of all,
has to
close my laptop so I don't get distracted. They open up with crazy
Damn,
orchestral music, and you're like, "What the
stay
hell
on the
could this
mic.
be for? Something
Nice
epic's
runs,
coming if
baby.
they're playing
Thank
this
you,
kind of
David
music,
Cruz.
right?"
Thank
and it
you.
has to be said that Sony, again,
You can-
knowing
Oh, whoops.
they open up with
You can tip me $1, and you can get a character on this canvas. I lowered it because it's such a trying time, and in this trying time, I decided to lower it because you know how it is. Yeah, Majima's
crazy
looking good. I'm
orchestral
happy with him.
music. And
I
you're like,
like
what
that
the
it
hell
looks.
could this be for? Something epic's coming if they're playing this kind of music, right? And it has to be said
Oh,
that
boy.
Sony, again, knowing exactly how to do a proper press conference, unlike EA, unlike fucking Ubisoft, these idiots who don't know anything about what their audience wants or who they're trying to actually advertise to.
Fucking idiots.
What do we want? We want games. We want it to move fast. We don't want bullshit. They had almost no talking whatsoever in the entirety of their press conference. It was just movement, 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 action, action, trailer, trailer, gameplay, 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 which is what we want. Okay? So, first they open up to this epic, like 2 to 3 minute orchestral music. It sounds ominous. These guys singing, "Hola, tie,
Oh,
hola,
boy.
man." And this girl, "Hola, tie, oh." What the fuck could this
Oh god, guys, it's the oh man, it's God of War.
be? They open up, and it's a kid. Looks like it's
You're
prehistoric
looking
times
very
almost. He's going into a
gangster, as the
hut,
kids say.
and you hear this voice. You're assuming it's a guardian or a father in the background saying, "I'm going to teach you how to hunt, and that's your mother's knife. Grab it." All of a sudden, he walks out of the shadows. It's fucking Kratos, but he's
Oh,
old.
shit.
He's an old man.
Whoa.
He's got this longer.
Dude, Kratos is a dad. They revolutionized God of War. Innovation up the ass, man. Oh my god, they changed how the game works. He is a dad now. Whoa, game of the year, man. Oh man.
Darker gray beard. He looks way older than he did in any of the other God of War games. And now all of a sudden this gameplay demo starts. And Kratos, it's a completely different game. It's third person, over the shoulder. It almost looks like the Last of Us style gameplay. So it's
Oh,
him and his
boy.
son running out into the
Everyone-
forest, trying to teach his son how to
everyone
hunt,
running
but his
to
son
that
fails. He tries to hit a
comparison.
deer and he misses. Kratos gets pissed at him. Then all of a sudden monsters appear. So Kratos starts fighting. It's third person kind of swinging combat with this axe that has
Now I just think of DSP and Jasper. DSP is old Kratos and Jasper's the kid. The kid is like chewing on wires. Stop it, boy! Sprays him. That's how DSP is to Jasper. $1,000 on reveal. Boy, stop it! That's the game that saved the channel, dude.
has some kind of ice ability built into it. So he's freezing his enemies, chopping them up. And they head further into the forest, tracking down this deer. All of a sudden, a billion monsters show. So he's fighting all these monsters. A giant monster shows up, and it says something about Valhalla. And then I made the connection. I was like, this is different.
Whoa.
This isn't
Dude!
steal the life insurance money. Oh, man. Keep talking.
Please give us your interpretation of low-tier god on the canvas.
Okay. Do you want? Oh man, I don't know if you're in chat low tier, Rue. I don't know if you're here, but because I was gonna ask, do you want like me just to not look at a reference and just do an interpretation of how I see him or how I would see him artistically, or just draw him whatever? But guys, he made the brilliant deduction, guys. Valhalla? Wait a second, that's not Greece at all!
The Greek gods, the Roman gods, these are the Norse gods. That's what this game is based on.
Whoa.
So he's fighting this giant monster, and it almost looks like a combination of gameplay, like a third-person action game, and almost like Dark Souls, where the enemies are doing these big, telegraphed moves. You have to dodge around them and then hit them from behind, and it was a pretty cool fight against this giant thing. He eventually executes it.
Oh, I can't draw
and then
draw
him and his son
Simpsons.
walk on, and there's a little bit more gameplay. I don't want to go too much into it.
I'm
in
not
super
drawing
detail or
Simpsons style
anything.
at all.
But
That'd
holy
be
shit.
that'd
And
be
then it
bad.
says God of War. So we don't know if it's a reboot. We don't know if this is a continuation of the series, but a totally different
But
style of game because the gameplay is very
I know
different
what
from the other
face
God
to
of War
use.
games. I don't know, but everyone was surprised and blown away, and that's just how they opened the show, okay? Then they showed a new game, a new IP. It's called Days Gone. Now, I'm just going to go into detail about the game because they actually showed a trailer for it, then a bunch of other stuff. Then at the end of the press conference, they showed gameplay. I'm just going to show you what the game's like now, rather than split it up. So Days Gone is about this biker, and I guess his biker friends, who it's a post-apocalyptic world, think kind of like The Last of Us, where everything's destroyed, and apparently humanity has been taken over. So Days Gone is about this biker, and because they actually showed a trailer for it, then a bunch of other stuff. Then at the end of the press conference, they showed gameplay. I'm just going to show you what the game's like now, rather than split it up. So Days Gone is about this biker, and I guess his biker friends, who it's a post-apocalyptic world, think kind of like The Last of Us, where everything's destroyed, and apparently humanity has been taken over by some kind of a sickness or a virus. They're rabid, they're mutated, and the way I can best describe this, it seems like World War Z, where this guy's going around trying to survive in a world with no electricity and all of that, because everything's gone to shit. And in the gameplay demo, he follows some guys, chasing some guy to like what looks to be almost like a lumber yard, where they used to process that kind of stuff. And he's chasing them through the yard. Then all of a sudden, these monsters, they're not really zombies, they're monsters, like ravenous humans show up. And it's hundreds, if not thousands of them are showing up, a la the movie World War Z, if you've ever seen it. And so this action sequence is the main character running away from these millions of zombies, and he has to basically use his environment, because there's no way that he could kill them all with the gun he has. So he's shooting explosive barrels, and he's dodging around, and finally he gets to this choke point where he's on top of this kind of almost a silo, and they're coming from two different directions, and then it ends. It's like, oh my god. It was crazy. It was like a combination of Uncharted gameplay with zombies, like survival horror zombies. So it was, again, almost like The Last of Us. It was quite interesting. It's from a studio I've never heard of. I think Bend Studios or something like that. Apparently they made Siphon Filter, which I never played. So it looks freaking good. On to the next blockbuster. So last year we found out The Last Guardian is still alive. Okay?
Whoa.
This year they showed it. The graphics completely overhauled. Looks nothing like it used to. The main character is cel-shaded now. Nothing else is. So it's kind of a really stark contrast. There's a lot of now light and darkness variables in the game. Even the big beast that you're trying to like befriend looks like it's dark now, which is really weird. It doesn't look cute at all like it used to. And they show some gameplay, but not too much. I guess they didn't want to give too much away. The biggest news, it's coming out in October. It comes out October 25th, 2016. After how, 8-9 years in development? It was supposed to be one of the early titles for PS3. It's finally fucking coming out. I couldn't believe it. So yeah, mark that. Boom, right on the calendar. Boom, big ass fucking stamp. I'll be playing that on October 25th. Finally, we get to try it out and find out if it's any good. Holy shit. Alright, on to the next blockbuster. Horizon Zero Dawn. We saw this last year. It's this game about, again, almost looks like prehistoric times, and the protagonist is actually a red-headed cave woman, almost. But not really, because there's robots all over the world, and these robots, you actually now use this ability. It's called a scanning ability. You look at the robot and you analyze it. It tells you what it's weak against, where the weak points are. It's really cool, and then you go off in third-person action combat and you try to take it out, and it looks like some robots you can tame, so you can actually ride them. Some robots you can steal parts from, and you can use them for upgrades and stuff later, while some it's just like mini-bosses that you gotta take down. And there's this big sequence of her doing action gameplay against these robots, and it looked absolutely great. I really want to play this game, and it wasn't announced immediately, but at the end of the press conference, it said it's coming out February 28th, 2017.
2017!
Sweet, I mean,
dude.
Right now, February of next year is starting to look like an insanely good month for gaming, if you know what I mean, with all the stuff we've seen at these press conferences. Holy shit.
Oh, excuse me.
Alright, up next, Quantic Dream takes their shot with their new game, Detroit Become Human. Now, we didn't really have any information about this game until today. Now we know what it is.
Okay, I like how you said that. I want to hear it again.
Alright, up next, Quantic Dream takes their shot.
Quantic Dream takes their shot, man. Oh, they coming in hot.
With their new game, Detroit Become Human. Now, we didn't really have any information about this game until today. Now we know what it is. It's a futuristic setting. Droids or androids are now part of human culture. You've got androids that serve humans, androids that are detectives, and apparently this scenario that is for this gameplay kind of trailer is that you are an android, or you at least control an android, that's being sent in to investigate a hostage situation. Apparently, another android has gone haywire and has a girl and is holding her hostage on a rooftop. So you walk in and immediately start to reason with the guy. He's not listening. You try to stop him. He jumps over the ledge with the girl, and they both die. You're like, wow, that was a bad outcome. But then it says, but that's not it. That's not where it stops. In this game, there's multiple branching paths based on many decisions. Dialogue options, equipment loadouts, the clues you find. So they actually show, oh, I found blood on this spot. Oh, it's blue blood, so now I know that he's an android, he's not a human, and I can't really reason with him within human means. Oh, look, I decided to take my gun into the hostage situation, or I didn't take my gun into the hostage situation. And all these variables create different outcomes, and they showed many different outcomes. They showed one outcome where you shoot the guy, and he just dies, but you save the girl. One outcome, he shoots you, and you die. In one outcome, you reason with him, and he puts the girl down, but then snipers take him out. In one outcome, you charge him and knock him off the ledge. The girl survives, but the two of you die. So that's right there, what, 5, 6 different outcomes for the same part of the game? That's only one part. Imagine if this game has like 12 cases and all these different ways you could solve them and multiple different outcomes. It could be one of the most replayable games ever. I love these games by David Cage. I always have. Some people hate them. I like them. I thought it looked outstanding. So I say thumbs up. I can't wait for more information. Unfortunately, no information on a release for that one. That sucked. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, the next part of the conference that I'm about to describe was the bombshell for me. Like, this one, I stood erect on my fucking tripod dick when this one happened. I was so fucking excited. I jackhammered myself up on my dickhead because, holy shit. First they say it's PSVR. This whole segment that they're about to reveal is going to be games that are going to be supporting PSVR. Now, am I a huge proponent of VR?
Dude,
no.
this fucking guy. This fucking guy was so ready to eat PSVR. He was so ready. Oh my god, guys, PSVR. Oh my god, guys. Oh my god, PSVR. Oh my god. He was so ready to like fucking, oh man. But every single other VR thing ever, VR sucks. But with PSVR, he was like hyped. He loved it. He was ready to fucking, fucking buy it. And now, for some fucking reason, you ask him now, hey Phil, are you gonna play this game on PSVR? No! PSVR is a fad, and like, no one really cares about it anymore, and no one likes it. But here he was like all for it. What happened?
In fact, I'm one of the biggest skeptics of it. But in the VR war, the one that's affordable to me is PSVR. For $400, I can buy the VR headset, the headphones that come with it, the little box that you need to hook up to your PS4. I'll have the means to have, direct capture from the television feed for the streaming and my stuff. I'll be able to do VR. I'm excited, all right? I'm getting PSVR at launch. I've already pre-ordered it. So to hear what games are actually gonna be for it...
Wait, he already pre-ordered it, huh? Man, I really wonder why he's so hyped for it. All of a sudden, he's really hyped for PSVR. Man, I wonder if him buying it has anything to do with it. Man, it's almost like this guy only gets hyped for things he owns and things he can buy.
I'm pumped because the bottom line is, and I said this months ago, whoever wins the VR war is going to be determined by pricing and games. Those are the two critical factors that gamers will be looking for. So they open up, and there's no hint whatsoever what you're looking at. There's a guy who wakes up, first person, he's looking around, he's in an attic, a dark attic, and all he has is like a flashlight in front of him, I guess guided by where you're looking with your head. You see old shit in the attic, you look, there's mannequins to the left, they almost like jump scare you, a little scared at them, like what the fuck is that? So you go down this crickety staircase, you end up walking around the house, the whole house is decrepit, right? Looks like it's falling apart. Head into the kitchen, there's bugs everywhere, you open up this thing that looks like stew, and it doesn't even know what it is. It could be flesh, and there's bugs coming out of it, you're like, ah. And I said, gee, if I was playing this in VR, I'd be shoving my hands in and put my face in the fucking bot if you can, and see what happens. But I digress, so you keep looking around the house, all of a sudden a guy walks across the doorway quickly, you're like, ugh. And then all of a sudden it kind of cuts away, and it shows a guy in a wheelchair, and some music plays, and all of a sudden it says V11, so 7. And then all of a sudden around
V11, 7, huh? Huh.
logo appears, Resident Evil, the V... music plays, and all of a sudden it says V11, so 7. And then all of a sudden around that a logo appears. Resident Evil, the V11 turns into the VIL of Resident Evil. It's Resident Evil 7.
Whoa! I literally love how he fucking said that. It's 7. That guys. Resident Evil shows up. He did that for Super Blind Man.
Is coming out, and it's fully supported by PlayStation VR. You can play the entirety of the game from start to finish in PlayStation VR, which leads me to believe it's not going to be anything like the run and gun games we've been playing, like 4, 5, and 6. They're throwing that shit out. It's going to be first-person survival horror. It's going to be way fucking different than those other games, I think. And apparently, it's coming out in January 24th, 2017. And an even bigger bombshell, the demo is available tonight. What? Yeah, it's available. We have nothing about this fucking game. It's available tonight. Holy shit. Like, what the fuck are you doing now? Stop watching this video immediately. Go play the demo and come back. All right, don't do that. Watch. Well, I don't even care.
Don't watch it. We don't do that.
Pause the video and come back. I'm playing the demo. I'm playing it tomorrow.
Wow.
What are you doing now? Stop watching this video immediately. Go play the demo and come back. All right, don't do that. Watch.
Go play the demo. Wait, don't do that. Wait a second. Finish the video first, obviously.
Well, you know what? I don't even care. Go do it if you need to. Pause the video and come back.
Wow,
I'm playing
what
the
the
demo.
fuck?
I'm playing it tomorrow. I'll tell you right now, I can't play it tonight. By the time I finish this video and upload, it's going to be too late. First thing fucking tomorrow, I'm playing this Resident Evil 7 demo. Like, no way am I missing out on that shit. Absolutely 100%. Holy crap. What a fucking bombshell.
Get a load of this, right? Get a load of this. He hyped up that you could play this game in VR from start to finish, right? So Resident Evil 7 comes out. Guess how he played it? Well, hold on. You gotta see this. Okay, guys? Just look how he played Resident Evil 7. It's gonna be amazing. You're gonna be amazed. DSP Gaming. I don't know why they whatever. DSP Gaming Resident Evil 7. Now look how he has this thumbnail for this, but he never used it for the other parts.
Alright, I'm incredibly annoyed by this fucking noise. We're gonna go check it out. What is that?
Oh, you don't see him, do you? No, you don't.
What the fuck is it? Stop knocking, you asshole. Christ. Fucking annoying.
Look at this. Where's the VR?
I'm so scared. It's annoying.
I thought he was gonna play it in VR. Where's the VR?
Alright, close this.
I gotta put everything back. God damn
Back
it,
to
Phil.
the house. The fuck? Open this goddamn door! And I tell you, it looks nothing like Resident Evil. It's like pure survival horror. Nothing like run and gun Resident Evil. My god. Alright, so anyway, let me continue before I explode here. Then they, of course, they say the PSVR is releasing on October 13th for $400, the base set. Keep in mind, $400 is just for the headset, the headphones, and the box to hook it up to your PlayStation 4. You do need the PlayStation camera from the launch of the PS4 to use the PlayStation VR. So if you don't have it, you have to go buy it. I have it. I bought it at the launch of PS4, so I'm good, luckily.
Oh, good. I'm glad you're good on it.
Games that support the PSVR by the end of 2016, and then they go on to name some of them. One of them is called Far Point. It is a first-person exploration game with some horror and sci-fi elements. You're apparently an astronaut that's out in space exploring uncharted planets, and you're on this planet that looks like Mars, lots of a desert. Then all of a sudden, aliens are coming up, big monsters are coming up. You got to shoot them with this gun. Looks pretty interesting. Star Wars Battlefront X-Wing VR mission. You're in an X-Wing flying around. But you say X-Wing VR mission, that doesn't sound like a full game, right? And then coming up next, Batman Arkham VR. Shows no gameplay whatsoever, it's just Mark Hamill talking as the Joker.
Batman
Arkham
VR, dude.
And you're like, what could this be? But it says it's made by Rocksteady. right? Then they say, oh, Final Fantasy 15 VR mission. And now at this point, I start to understand what's going on. And they show Final Fantasy 15, they show gameplay. It's Final Fantasy 15 gameplay, but you're in first person fighting a boss. And I'm thinking, I know exactly what this is. Don't be fooled, all right, everyone?
Don't be
These aren't
fooled.
full games. What Sony did is they went out to what they feel are their best third-party game developers, and they said, we really want to launch a VR. Please, if you could create experiences for your games, but it doesn't have to be a full game, I guarantee you these things will be at most a couple hours long. Now, not Resident Evil 7. They said the whole game's playable. That's different. But, like I said, these other games, like Star Wars and Final Fantasy and Batman, I am not expecting full game experiences, but I think what they want to do is show you, if you're going to buy a VR, are you going to spend $600 to $700, $800 on Oculus Rift plus a fucking PC to play shit games? Or are you going to spend $400 on the PlayStation VR and play these amazing gameplay experiences of games you already love? And I think they're going to fucking win. I'm serious. Like, this strategy is exactly how you get the mainstream gamer to buy in. Here's good shit you already like. Now play it in VR and understand how VR is an immersive experience.
Now look at this. And then he says, "Hey, see what I mean? What I bought?" Oh wait, fuck, we're on the wrong screen. You guys have to see me draw, guys. You have to see this. I'm telling you what you have to see. But when you ask him about like PSVR, he's like, "See what I mean, guys? PSVR. I always said PSVR was a a fucking a fad, man. PSVR was a fad." But here he was like, "Whoa, man, PSVR, dude, PSVR."
It could be bad, it could be good. I'll be telling you firsthand because I will be covering all of that later this year once PSVR hits. October is going to be white fucking hot. I cannot wait. And I hope you'll join me.
White hot, dude.
But I digress. What an amazing presentation that they're going to be doing all this stuff in VR, right? Holy fuck. Then, Call of Duty Infinite Warfare they show in VR. And it looks just like the regular game because the regular game is in first person. So really in that regard, it's not very impressive. It's hilarious because they show gameplay where you're in outer space, right? You're shooting guys in outer space. You're using a grappling hook to rappel around space. All these explosions. It sounds like you're playing regular Call of Duty. There's bullet sounds, explosions. Earth to Infinity War. In space, there's no oxygen, meaning there's no air, which means there's no fucking sound. None of that would happen. It would literally be like, just like a... That's what you would hear. So maybe don't make a fucking game in space, assholes, because it's so fucking stupid. Like, I don't know.
You're so stupid, man. How can they be so dumb?
It doesn't look good.
How can they be so
I was not impressed by
dumb?
any of the gameplay of this game. And then they said, yes, of course, the remaster of Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare will be available with the game if you buy it. And then they said the campaign is available 30 days early on PlayStation 4. To which I rubbed my nose, I scratched my head. I'm like, what does that mean? And they never explained it. It was never elaborated. Does that mean if you buy this game on Xbox One, in Infinite Warfare, if you buy it on Xbox One, do you not get the campaign for the first month? Only PlayStation 4 owners get the campaign? What the fuck is that about? That's fucking ridiculous.
Whoa, man.
I don't know. It's not clear.
I don't know. Not clear.
That's what they said in the press conference. Maybe it was misinformation, but that's what I saw. Okay? Then Crash Bandicoot.
Maybe it's misinformation. I thought detractors do that.
The show walks on, but rather, I don't even know the name of the guy who's in charge of the show because he was out so little and said so little. Again, they're just going from game to game. They're not bothering with all the talk. It was a great press conference because of that. But anyway, he walks out.
I love how he just said that there was no talk and he didn't explain anything. It was very confusing, but they keep moving on. And that's what's so great about it. It doesn't sound so great about it if you don't know what the fuck you're looking at. Hey, they showed me this thing. I don't know what it means. I don't know what it is. They didn't explain it. They moved on to the next thing. Really good. What? So then I guess he should be dropping the plug segment. He should be moving on. Ugh.
He's in a background that looks just like Crash Bandicoot. He's got the shadow of Crash, and he makes two announcements. The first is that Crash Bandicoot 1, 2, and Warped, which I think are 1, 2, and 3, are being remastered for the PlayStation 4 from the ground up, similar to how, say, Ratchet and Clank recently was. So, the classic Crash games being remastered on PlayStation 4. Sucks that I played the first two already, right?
Yeah, man, it really sucks that you played the first two games because people paid for those playthroughs. Man, that really sucks, right, guys? It sucks that he had those as Patreon goals and he got like 12.50 on it for that month of Patreon to play those games. Man, that really sucks, man. That blows. I'm sorry to hear that, Phil. You know, that does suck. I agree with him. I agree. If I made that much money to play a game and then they re-released it, I would be mad too. I'd be like, fuck it, guys. I got 12.50 for that. Wow.
Crash will be coming to Skylanders this October, and also you'll be able to make your own Skylander for the first time, and the crowd goes, "Aww," because everyone thought it was going to be a new Crash Bandicoot game, not a remaster or remake and fucking Skylanders bullshit. We all expected it was going to be a new Crash game. Nope. Now, however, I would be willing to say, I bet if this remaster trilogy sells well and they're convinced that there's enough interest in a new Crash game,
Alright,
they
there you go.
probably will
LTG's
make one.
here, baby.
But for now, I think they want to
Get that ass
it's been a long
banned.
time since we had Crash. They probably want to be a little bit conservative and
fucking
see if there's
worthless
interest, and if there is, then
specimen.
go for it. Alright, Lego Star Wars The Force Awakens, they had a trailer for it, and they announced the demo is out now. Even though the full game is out in 2 weeks, it's nice that there's a demo out available right now.
Very nice.
For a lot of people, the next part was a bombshell. I don't know why, because it was already announced, but Hideo Kojima was there, and then we already know that Kojima was hired by Sony, and he works exclusively for Sony now, so I don't know why this was a big announcement or whatever. He comes out, he says, I have a trailer to show you. A brand new game.
That was probably why it was such a big deal. Because it was 2016, so this was literally a year right after MGS5 came out, and he already has a trailer for the next game. That is a pretty like big leap, and you know what? It kind of makes me wonder if he was working on this game during the development of MGS5, and that is why, like, he had to leave, he left Konami because he was working on this other game or some shit. I don't know. That was a little weird. You know what I mean?
Game. Here it is, Sony exclusive.
Here he is.
So they start playing it, and immediately it looks like you're thinking Silent Hills
This is the
because it's on
peanut
a
butter
beach.
complexion.
And you see all these dead
Yeah.
crabs and dead things on the beach, and you're thinking, what? And then the text starts showing text, but it looks like there's blood dribbling from the text. So you're like, this is going to be survival horror. This is going to be Silent Hills, but we know it can't be Silent Hills.
It's gonna be
he
Silent
left
Hills,
Konami,
dude.
So what's this going to be? Then all of a sudden,
It's gonna be silent. It's gonna be survival horror, dude.
they pan up. There's a baby. A man goes down to the beach, grabs the baby, picks it up to his chest. They pan up. It's Norman Reedus. Yes, Norman Reedus, who is supposed to be the star of Silent Hills, is now starring in Hideo Kojima's new game. So the guy's naked. He's holding the baby. All of a sudden, the baby disappears. His hand is covered in black goo. All of a sudden, baby handprints in black goo appear all over his body. He looks up. There appear to be 4 to 5, like, hovering things. You don't know if it's people or anything way in the background of the beach. And then the title splashes, Death Stranding. And then it just ends. This is coming soon from Hideo Kojima. And you're like... So, you be the judge for yourself.
You be the judge,
Watch
guys.
the trailer for yourself. I was confused. If it's survival horror, or even like a psychological kind of game with puzzles and stuff,
boy.
great. But I don't know what the fuck it is from that. I'm assuming he's trying to go forward with the kind of project he wanted to do with Silent Hills, so I guess we'll see.
Guess who's wrong? That's not true. LTG's
Now,
what?
the next portion of the conference was as amazing as it was confusing. Allow me to explain. Spider-Man is back. They show Spider-Man in his new
How is that
outfit. I don't know if it's
confusing?
supposed to be like his new modern comic outfit because I haven't read the comics recently. But he's swinging through the city. He's doing combat on vehicles. It looks great. And by the way, it's not a fucking movie tie-in. So unlike those last 2 games, maybe we'll finally get back to great Spider-Man games. You remember when I started here on YouTube?
Oh,
and we had
boy.
Spider-Man Web of Shadows and
Web of
Spider-Man
Shadows, dude.
Shattered Dimensions. And then there was that other game that wasn't as good, but it was the cross between Spider-Man 2099 and Modern Spider-Man. Those were pretty good. It wasn't, the last one wasn't amazing, but they were still good. Then the 2 movie games came out. I liked the first one, hated the second one. So it's like, when are we going to get more Spider-Man? Apparently now, because it says it's coming. But here's what got me. No release date, but all it said, they didn't even give us the name of the game. It just said, hashtag Spider-Man PS4. Now, what does that mean?
What? Spider-Man PS4, what does that mean?
No release date, But all it said, they didn't even give us the name of the game. It just said hashtag Spider-Man PS4. Now, what does that mean? Does that mean that it's a PS4 exclusive? That would be huge.
Oh my god. What does that mean? Does it mean it's a PS4 exclusive? I don't know, DSP. That's a good question. Oh my god. Imagine if DSP was a journalist. Imagine he goes to like the White House briefings and Trump just says, like, let's say that Trump has a clear day and he's like, all right guys, we're gonna give tax cuts to the major corporations. And DSP's like, I got a question. Yes, Phil Burdell, PP Papers. I got a question. What do you mean that, what does tax cuts for corporations mean? Are you giving tax cuts to corporations? That's exactly what I mean. And then he's gonna be like, okay, that makes sense now. Perfect. Copious notes. Copious notes.
Does that mean that it just comes out beforehand on like a timed exclusive on PS4? Because we don't even know what the name of the game is yet. So it was kind of like just a confusing thing. You didn't really know what the hell was going on. But awesome to see Spider-Man return. And then to end the show, they showed gameplay of Days Gone, which I already described for you.
Now, I guess for a degree, I see why he was confused with that. But I feel like he probably should have said that before, because like, it could have been like a timed exclusive, like Tomb Raider was. Like, oh yeah, this is Xbox One exclusive. Then it came out on PS4 later, but I think he probably should have said that instead of saying hashtag PS4. What does that mean? I think that's a little. I mean, that makes him sound way more dumb than what he was actually confused about. So, I mean, I don't know what it is with DSP. It's like he can't really fucking talk.
Let me just recap for you. God of War's coming back in a totally new kind of game. We don't know, what it is.
Yeah, you know what? That's a good fucking point, Mad Jack Lightning. When he... Oh, shit, he might be on break. No, he can't... Oh. Oh my god. That's a good fucking point. I mean, look at him today. Let's go to his fucking stream. What's he doing? I know he's playing Neo too, obviously, but... Oh shit, he got the vest!
What's it gonna be? Oh my god. Look
oh
who it
man,
is.
look how excited he is. He is pumped, man.
Our former friend.
Man, he is very excited to be here, man. Look how excited he is. He got $112. Freddie B is here. Oh man. It's popping on stream. Cracking his knuckles. But now, well, that's part of his commentary. To be deadpan, dude.
Totally new game engine. Days Gone, an amazing, what looks to be action survival horror biker game. Last Guardian's coming out in October, finally. Horizon Zero Dawn gameplay looked amazing.
Horizon Zero Dawn was really good. I like that game.
Quantic Dream's new game, Detroit Become Human, looks good, but we don't have any more info on it yet. PlayStation VR is going to support Resident Evil 7 fully, and Resident Evil 7
we just need 5 more streams, dude.
And the demo's out tonight. PlayStation VR will support 50 games by the end of the year. Farpoint, Star Wars Battlefront, X-Wing VR mission, Batman Arkham VR, Final Fantasy 15 VR mission, and Call of Duty Infinite Warfare all have stuff for PlayStation VR.
Whoa.
Call of Duty Infinite Warfare will apparently have the campaign 30 days early on PS4, whatever that means. Crash Bandicoot 1 and 3 are being remastered for PS4, and he'll be in Skylanders as of October. Kojima is working with Sony, making a new game called Death Stranding, starring Norman Reedus. Spider-Man's coming to PS4.
Whoa, dude.
What the fuck? Like, everything was good. Name one thing there that's, like, insanely bad. I mean, every other conference you can say, well, if you watched EA, you had to go through the sports bullshit. Well, if you watch Ubisoft, you had to kind of put up with their stupid
Well, it's
shit
EA and
with Just Dance
Ubisoft.
and all
I mean,
their
they're a
fucking,
fucking
the
software
division and the
company.
stuff that's really not that interesting. And even Microsoft, even though I thought they had a good press conference, right? Even Microsoft, they had to take the top. We got to push Minecraft down your throat. And all about
Oh
VR
yeah,
with
fucking
this.
Minecraft.
No, because they were
Ew.
just like, fuck that shit. We're not even going to talk that much. We're just going to go boom, 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 heavy hitter after heavy fucking hitter. That is how you hold
That's how
a
you do it,
fucking
dude.
E3 press conference.
Detroit looks
Again,
good, but we
Sony
don't
has
have
done
any
it and blown it out of the
information.
park. And just based off of this, I know tomorrow I'm playing the Resident Evil 7 demo. Just because of the press conference. That's it. I don't care what else happens. I'm playing Resident Evil 7 demo tomorrow.
No, I like how we make this such a big deal. Like, guys, I'm playing Resident Evil 7 demo because of this press conference, man. You're playing the Resident Evil 7 demo because they put it up. Oh my god. And look at him now. He doesn't play any demos.
100%. I can't fucking wait.
Can't
I'm
fucking
so
wait. That's why he's
pumped,
waiting
okay?
for tomorrow.
That was
He's
an
that
amazing press
hyped.
conference. I'm now pumped.
He's that hyped. He's waiting for the next day to play it.
I need to now do, based off of these press conferences, go through my gaming calendar and populate, because there's a lot of new stuff, new information that we've got coming out for the rest of
Asses
the year.
ready to
I'm
slap.
so excited, man. What an E3 so far. Now, since this is the final video I'm doing for Monday's coverage of E3, today is the 13th? Yeah, the 13th
What about
of
Nintendo?
June. FYI.
Where's Nintendo?
Supposedly, Square Enix is going to be streaming lots of gameplay and stuff tomorrow, as well as Nintendo. Nintendo isn't even doing a formal conference or even a Nintendo Direct. They're just going to be doing gameplay during the day, all right? I don't think I'm going to cover it. I don't think I'm going to do a video like this for it because it's nothing concrete to cover, all right? However, later this week, okay, probably starting tomorrow night and then working into Thursday and Friday.
These eyes. Look at these eyes.
Because it's nothing concrete to cover, all right? However, later this week, okay, probably starting tomorrow night and then working into Thursday and Friday, I'm going to be, Wednesday and Thursday, what I meant to say. I'm going to be working on my best and worst of E3 countdown series.
Okay, so it's going to be there? All right, let's go to KO Gaming. We gotta wrap up this year right.
For KO Gaming. And I am going to look and watch some gameplay from those games.
I miss this channel.
Zelda in particular, I'm very interested to see gameplay from this new Zelda, which we haven't really seen yet. I want to see what else Nintendo has.
And look what he did to it, too.
This is besides just Final Fantasy,
sad.
which we've seen a lot of already. So I'm very interested. And then I'm going to put whatever I find from those into this series that I'm going to put on KO Gaming later this week. All right? So I think this is it for the vlog-style E3 coverage. There was EA. There was Bethesda. There was Microsoft, Ubisoft.
What was the last edited
video?
video?
More official press conferences, I would have done it. There just aren't. They're just going to be showing gameplay all week. So I'll do my best to do the research myself and come back to you with information later in the week. That will be on youtube.com/KO
I guess
Gaming
Ages
1.
of Mayhem is.
Thank you for watching my E3 coverage for this year. I surely hope that you enjoyed it and you found it informative. This week's going to be crazy now because just this week, think about it. Resident Evil 7 demo. Earlier today we found out Halo Wars 2 has a beta. I'm checking that out. There may be one or two other things being, announced or released this week. There usually are. Plus other stuff I'll be doing, like, more Witcher 3, probably more Persona 4. It's going to be a crazy fun week.
Crazy week.
This is why I love E3. Because stuff happens like this, and then you just, wow, I cannot wait to play the demo, All right, everyone. Thank you for watching my Sony.
All right.
What's going on,
What's going on,
Phil
everyone?
here for KO Gaming, and E3 2016 is
Whoa.
upon us.
E3.
Every year, the world's best game developers and game publishers try to strut their stuff amongst the big stage to show us their latest offerings and things that they're working on. This year had absolutely no shortage of highs and lows. In this series, we're going to take a look at my personal picks for some of the worst things that I felt appeared at E3 2016. Now, keep in mind, this is my personal countdown. You can completely disagree with it, which is okay. If you do, be sure to leave a comment and let me know what you think. Without further ado,
leave a comment.
here we go.
You can't say that anymore on this fucking channel. When he went back to KO Gaming, he turned off comments. I mean, it's not retroactive, so I mean, these videos are safe, but can't say that anymore.
Top 10 worst things about E3 this year.
Now, the thing that's sad about KO Gaming is that this is like a fucking 10 years too late when he did this. Like these are videos you would see in like 2009, 2010 kind of videos, and he did this in 2016. Ugh.
10. Titanfall 2.
Titan.
A couple years ago,
Titanfall 2 is number 10 of the worst things. And he liked the game, I thought. Ugh.
Titanfall was released, and this was the first of a slew of multiplayer-only, full-priced retail releases that basically had people wondering, gee, I wonder if this will be worth it. Can you actually make a game that's only multiplayer that's worth full retail price? This was the first of that line of games, and therefore tons of hype, tons of marketing budget went into it from Microsoft, and it actually sold tons because people bought into it. However, after just a few weeks to a month, most people got tired of the game, realizing it did not have enough content to actually warrant a full retail release or to warrant more than a few weeks' interest, and the game completely died out after only a couple months. I haven't heard of Titanfall in a million years, yet at E3
Titanfall
2016,
2 had a story, and now it sucks? Okay,
go with
cool.
Titanfall 2. So you might ask yourself, why is a sequel
I like
being made
Titanfall
to a
2,
game
I just couldn't-
that died out after
I don't
only a
know.
few weeks or months? Well, the bottom line is the game made tons of money because people didn't realize at the time that these multiplayer-only games
He's
aren't
talking about
really
Titanfall
worth
1
it.
still.
So now they're making a sequel, and unfortunately, after watching the trailer, all I have to say is, I'm not impressed. All I see that's new in this game is some new melee animations and also a grappling hook that pulls enemies towards you for an instant kill. The game looks almost identical to the first one, and with only 6 new mech types being announced to be in the game, sounds to me like another overpriced $60 dud. Hopefully people don't
Hey, I don't know
fall
why
for the
they
same
do game
trick
music.
twice. Fool me once, shame on you, but fool me twice, shame on me. I'm not falling for that crap again. Number 9, EA's huge Battlefield 1 multiplayer event right after their press conference at E3.
Why is that bad?
So you might say, wow, we're gonna finally see the 32-player versus 32-player gameplay of Battlefield 1 for the first time. It's one of the most incredibly hyped first-person shooters of the year. I wonder what EA's gonna pull this off. Maybe they had a contest so gamers could play it, or maybe lucky people who were there at E3 got in line and got to play the game. Nope. In a classic move where EA doesn't understand what people actually want, they actually paid celebrities to show up to E3 and play the game, including Jamie Foxx, Zac Efron,
yeah, the multiplayer was
Terry
fun in
Crews,
Titanfall 2, but it
Snoop
kind of
Dogg,
died.
who not only played the game but was visibly seen smoking pot as he played it back.
Remember, guys, DSP does not care about weed, man. It's okay if you smoke weed, but Snoop Dogg, he fucking played the game and he fucking smoked weed. So, EA fucked up, okay? They fucked up. He was smoking weed. Wow. Way to go, EA. Snoop Dogg, you got Snoop Dogg to smoke weed. Ugh. Gross.
Backstage, amongst a few others. Dear EA, gamers don't care about celebrities playing your games. In fact, it's actually worse because we know these celebrities normally don't play them and probably suck at them. We'd rather see real...
Wow. Wow, that's really toxic. Celebrities don't play video games. Are you fucking sure about that, DSP? I mean, they could still be playing games. Now, the other thing is that he's sitting there saying that they suck at games. And he fucking hates it. Hates it. When people say that he sucks at games. I hate when people are elitist or they're gatekeeping and they say that I suck at games, but I play the game with however I fucking want. But these celebrities, oh man, they suck at games terrible. Wow.
Gamers play the game so we can actually get a good idea of the gameplay. Epic fail, you wasted your money and once again proved that
Epic fail, man. Imagine 2016 using epic fail unironically.
are not in line with what the common gamer wants. Number 8, Project
Yeah,
Scorpio.
yeah, I'm sure DSP, the guy who uses epic in his unironically knows what gamers want. Oh.
From Microsoft. Now, I'm not saying that Project Scorpio is a bad thing. In fact, it's pretty cool that we may now actually have a console that could stand up to high-end PCs and may even be upgradable in the future. But my question is this. Why now?
Fail.
Why did Microsoft announce Project Scorpio at E3 2016 when it doesn't even have a release date until holiday of 2017, and they just announced the Xbox One S about an hour earlier in the same exact press conference? Talk about confusion for the common gamer.
Guys.
So if you already have an Xbox One, should you buy the Xbox One S or should you wait for the Scorpio? If you buy an Xbox One S, what do you do?
What do you
wanna
do?
Wait for the Scorpio? Should you hold off on
What
even getting
do
an
you
Xbox
do?
One altogether? All this did, having so many consoles now available that are all basically the same, is confuse the common consumer into not knowing what to do. In addition, also the fact that game developers are now
Todd
going to
Howard,
have to
what
make
up?
their games so they're compatible with all versions of the Xbox One console. Talk about a big hurdle when you have to make a game
Big
compatible
hurdle.
with 3 completely different consoles at the same time. It's just going to be extra development, extra woes for game developers. I'm left kind of scratching my head. Now, I know a lot of people actually like the idea of Project Scorpio. For me, if I'm going to get a 4K TV maybe sometime next year, cool, because 4K gaming I'm sure is going to be all the... I'm left kind of scratching my head. Now, I know a lot of people actually like the idea of Project Scorpio. For me, if I'm going to get a 4K TV maybe sometime next year, cool, because 4K gaming...
Sometime next year. That did not age well. He had to get it gifted in 2018, I think.
I'm sure is going to be all the rage, but for right now, I don't see the viability of it, and I have no idea why it was announced so early. It's just going to leave people scratching their heads.
Todd Daddy.
Number 7,
Troy
Troy Baker is
Baker.
cast as the voice of Batman in the new Telltale game series. Now,
Fucking
don't get
Troy
me wrong,
Baker.
I'm not hating on Mr. Baker. He's an amazing voice actor, and there's a reason why AAA game development studios go to him as a go-to guy when they're putting out their biggest and best games.
But he's a
let's face
hipster.
it, over
Fuck
the past
him.
5 years, Troy has been in almost every high-profile
He was
release.
so... Wait a second. He was Soul Bad Guy? I didn't know that. I never knew he was in a Guilty Gear game. Now I wonder... Man... Was he Kanji in Persona? I mean, I thought that was Matt Mercer. Persona 4 cast. I have a feeling it was Matt Mercer. Maybe not. Oh my god. It's fucking... Come on! Come on! Game. I want the game. Dude, this is fucking bullshit. I'm gonna get answers, god damn it. Let's see, Yusuke, Kanji. Okay, but I want the... What about the English? What about the English? Okay, here we go. This okay, he was some shit.
The guy is massively overexposed, and it's gotten to the point that every
Oh, they
time that there's a
switched
game
to
with him
Matt-
as
other
voice
games?
actor, I can pick his voice out instantaneously.
Well, Matt
and say,
Mercer's pretty
well,
cool,
there's
though.
Troy Baker, and it almost is jarring.
There
It
he
pulls
is.
me out of the game experience because I've heard his voice so much. Perfect example here. He did the voice of the Joker in Batman Arkham Origins, and then subsequently ended up being the Joker in many different animated series and such that came out afterward. Now, only a couple years later, he's going to play the opposite role of Batman.
What?
Oh, now before you get ahead of me and say, oh, but Phil, Troy's already been the voice of Batman in the Lego series. Okay, fair enough, but that's the Lego series. Let's face it, the
That doesn't
mainstream
count?
DC Comics fans who are playing all the Batman games know that Kevin Conroy has always kind of been the quintessential Batman ever since the Batman animated series from the 1980s and 90s.
Dude, this guy literally acts as if they never hired anyone else but Kevin Conroy to be Batman. There has been other Batman voice actors in multiple movies and series. I mean, Kevin Conroy is a good pick because he's a good fucking voice for Batman, but there's been other VAs.
Troy Baker being Batman, I don't buy it.
I don't buy
matters
it.
even worse, Laura Bailey is doing the voice of Catwoman.
Hey.
But Laura Bailey also did the lead female role in last year's
Laura Bailey is cool. I liked her as Fiona, man. She was cool.
Tales from the Borderlands, as well as Troy Baker doing the lead male role. So basically what you're telling me now is we have an elitist club of voice actors who whenever Telltale Games is going to do one of these, they're going to call upon them. I don't like that. Baker doing the lead male role. So basically what you're telling me now is we have an elitist club of voice actors who whenever Telltale Games is going to do one of these, they're going to call upon them. I don't like that.
Well, guess what? They replaced... They got rid of fucking Troy Baker in Borderlands 3, DSP. And I don't think he ever praised Borderlands 3 for not using Troy Baker.
Like variety. I'm sure there's thousands of voice actors out there who need work
Yeah, I
and
like
could
Laura
probably do
Bailey.
a pretty damned good job. I don't want to hear the same people in every single game. This is a pattern that has gone on far too long.
He's yelling at this, and he's only noticing one game that has these two in the game. That is a Telltale game. It's almost like Telltale goes to them. But, like, there's been so many other games that they've not been in. And he's like, oh my god, guys. Troy Baker and Laura Bailey's in fucking Batman.
I'm sorry, Troy, but I'd like to hear
Troy.
someone else as the role of Batman.
Sorry.
This actually turned me off. Number 6, Injustice 2 is going to have an equipment system that will modify character stats.
The game he still plays, right?
For those of you who don't know, I'm a former professional fighting game player. I was around the block. I know about fighting games and how these things can affect stuff. So when it was announced at E3 this year that there was going to be a equipment system by which random equipment would drop at the end of matches, you could equip this onto your characters to modify their stats, I was left kind of scratching my head. Listen, I know that in tournament scenes, people always want an equal playing field. And I know from the get-go, they will never allow this equipment system. So why does it exist in the game? I don't understand why we need to modify stats. All this does is rewards people who are going to play the game absolutely non-stop at launch week, get the most overpowered gear, and then are going to go online and beat you because they have more damage and more health than you. It's stupid. It's a dumb gimmick. It's been done before in other fighting games,
dumb gimmick,
and
dude.
it's almost always failed.
Now, it's sad that when you look at Mortal Kombat 11, it is worse. Like, Injustice 2 at least had a good progression system where you could just get stuff at the end of matches. In MK11, it's like you have to fucking grind and grind and grind, and even then you don't know if what you're getting is what you want. Oh, man. NetherRealm, fuck you. You know what I mean?
Now, in its defense, Ed Boon was interviewed at E3 and said, don't worry, there are going to be modes where this is disabled, and I'm sure there will be both online gameplay with and without the equipment, because people will want to play the game for a tournament setting, and they would never allow this kind of equipment.
He's been scratching his head a lot.
To which I respond, that's great, Ed, but then why does it exist? If you know it's going to make the game unbalanced, don't put it in the game. Just do an outfits system, where while playing the game, you can unlock different outfits of equipment, maybe new shoulder pads, a new helmet, a new color outfit for a character.
This is dumb because that's kind of what it is, though, in that kind of setting. If you're playing competitively without the buffs of the equipment, that's pretty much what the equipment system is. It's cosmetics. So it does both.
Or an alternate outfit. That's what gamers want. We don't want things that modify the stats of a competitive game and make it unbalanced. I mean, come on, it's 2016, Ed. You know this stuff. I don't know who's feeding it in your ear that this is a good idea. It's not. We don't want it. It's a dumb thing, and it's just pointless.
Well, guess what? It's in
Number
MK11,
5,
dude.
EA and Microsoft both pushing their early access programs down our throat during their respective press conferences. So for those of you who may not have seen the press conferences from these major AAA game studios this past week, both EA and Microsoft are saying they're going to offer early access to exclusive games if you become part of their early access programs. Now, to make matters worse, EA actually charges for their program. It's $5 a month, and you get basically around 10 hours of gameplay of some titles early. For example, Mirror's Edge Catalyst, which was released just a couple weeks.
We will have to continue this later. I gotta go, guys. But thanks for watching. Thanks for watching the stream. Thank you, Low Tier Roo, for the $2.33 tip. Thank you, and1337 for the $5 tip. Thank you, Storm, for the $5 tip as well. The $5.55 to be exact. Thank you guys for watching the stream. It was a fun one. We got a good cast of characters. Thank you. I'll see you guys next time. And stay safe, stay healthy.